He gets rid of him, and then he misses him that much, he sends people to get him back.
And then brings him back, strips him naked, and whips him
Yeah.
for his own pleasure.
And then dies.
And then
That's the film over, guys.
Whoa! And welcome back, guys, to another episode of Six and Below. This week, we're journeying to Grayskull with Masters of the Universe and the pronoun game, He-Man.
Yes, they couldn't think of a great title for a character, so thought, what's his gender? He's a boy. He's a man. Well, He-Man.
I'm Erik. This is Darren.
Welcome into Six and Below Movie Podcast.
You the intro.
Caesar.
I have the power!
He does. Right then, I'd just like to say quickly as well, we are not currently sponsored by Monster, so if anybody's out there watching who works for Monster, hook us up. Yeah, we'll give your product a nice little...
We will. Basically, we run on this shit while
we do,
while we're
mate.
doing this podcast. Not that it is shit, but
We need it.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. Six and Below a Monster.
Yeah. 666.
I've been meaning to ask, what's with the background?
Oh, right, yeah, I need to switch it over, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
So, for today's is...
I'm scared now. Why?
I don't know, why is it not showing?
Oh my god. If you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, Darren's kind of done a bit of photoshopping.
Yeah.
So he's took the cartoon version of He-Man and kind of put Dolph's face on it. Dolph Lundgren's face on it.
Look at the mullet.
It's an epic mullet, that.
It was.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
To be fair, looking at this, though, they got the characters quite similar.
I was just about to say that because Man-at-Arms, our Duncan up here, he does kind of almost look like the guy that plays him.
It does.
And who's that one supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Teela?
I think so.
That don't look like Teela in the film.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's like in the cartoon, she's kind of a gingerbird.
That kind of does look like Dolph, though.
It does a bit, yeah. Probably got more clothes on than Dolph. Jesus Christ.
Any excuse for a Swede to get naked.
I know, right? Oh, mate, that armor though that Man-at-Arms is wearing in this picture in the cartoon, so much better than what he wears in the film, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
What he wears in the film, it's like just like a grey, almost like kind of like a pilot's outfit or something, isn't it? With some weird helmet on.
Grey stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Talking about Star Wars, mate, there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, there is. There is. Now you mention it, yeah.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, yeah. They
A lot.
definitely took inspiration from George Lucas there.
Inspiration and then stealing. Very close.
Yeah, it is a fine line.
Okay, first, before we get into it, have you seen any good films this week?
Yes. So it's been out a while, but I finally got around to watching The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. That had me in hysterics, to be honest. It was quite a funny film. There's just some bits in it that just makes you laugh out loud.
What's
I
it
definitely
about?
recommend that. So it's based in the 1970s, and it's about Russell Crowe's character is kind of like an enforcer, but not for the mob or anything. Like people can like give him money and say, "Can you get this guy off my back?" and stuff like that. And then Ryan Gosling is a PI, but like a pretty shit one, bit sleazy. Takes people's money when he knows like Like for instance, in one of the opening scenes, he's meeting with a client, and she says, "My husband's been missing for days. Can you help find Jerry or whatever his name is?" And he looks over on the mantelpiece, and there's like an urn there that says Jerry on it, and he goes, "How long's Jerry been missing?" And she goes, "Since the funeral." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take the job." I'm just like, the fuck. But yeah, but no, class film, and it's weird. It's kind of like the porn industry in the 70s, in the late 70s. But
is it loosely based on a true story then?
I don't think so. I'd be very surprised if it was. I didn't really look that much into it, but it's kind of like they're trying to find this girl that's gone missing,
right?
And it's about them trying to find her. But it's definitely about 2 hours long, but funny.
Yeah,
definitely worth a watch.
Cool.
What about you? Have you seen anything?
Yeah, I've seen two actually.
Yeah, go on.
What are worth mentioning? First one, got round to Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah.
Class
film.
I was a bit hit and miss with it, being honest with you. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was fantastic.
I'm a bit of a physics nerd, though, so I really liked it.
Didn't bother me that.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't like about it, it had a bit of. Do you remember the film Sin City? It reminded me of that because it was going like bit black and white on when it was going like black and white scenes and stuff, where it's going to the present and then
like
the
with the Robert Downey Jr. scenes and stuff. Yeah.
Real surprised that was him as well.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like him, does it?
It doesn't, no, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It looks like his dad.
yeah, like an old relative or some sort.
Yeah.
But the thing I didn't like, it was like the smash cuts.
Right.
It kind of done me a head in the way they did it, because when they try and do the build up towards everything that's happening and explaining it, it was like a case of me and you talking. Now we go, oh yeah, I'm just going to nip down the shop, and then smash cut. I'm at the shop paying for the stuff. Smash cut. 10 years later, smash cut. Meet some other bird. Smash cut. Riding a horse. Smash cut. Got a kid. Smash cut. Somewhere else. I was like, okay. So instead of building the story behind everything, it's a case of like, bang, 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 bang.
I've only seen it once, but yeah, I think I remember, because especially at the beginning, it's very like switching between. I think he's just trying to get as much in as possible within. Yeah, because it's quite a long film anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, like you say, it's a long film and stuff, and trying to get as much as they can. But it's a case of like 2 or 3 lines, then smash cut to a different scene, and then 2 or 3 more lines, and then something else. That's what I didn't like.
Might need to give that another watch.
Yeah, now I've mentioned it. You probably
ruined it for me now. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing then that you're team Barbie then.
No.
You got to be one or the other.
Well, I still prefer Oppenheimer over Barbie.
Have you watched Barbie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really get into it. No, it was a bit...
I don't think it's for us.
No.
Not for us, that one. No.
The second film was The Nun 2.
Oh, so it's on Sky at the minute?
Yes, on Sky at the moment.
You love your horrors, don't you?
Yeah, I love a good horror film. And do you know what? I thought it was great. Really good. Quite a few jump scares.
Have you seen the first Nun?
Yeah.
Is this the same Nun or is this the second Nun?
It's the same one, but going on to the next story.
No nuns. None nuns. 2 nuns. 1 nun.
1 nun.
None?
Just the one.
None.
Well, it's 1 nun in a nunnery.
1 nun in a nunnery.
Right, yeah.
Try and say that fast 10 times.
Oh, yeah.
1 nun in a nunnery. 1 nun in a nunnery.
You sound like a little kid trying to do a gun.
I know.
With a stick.
No. Oh, no. I've yeah. Like we've discussed this before on the podcast. You're a fan of the horror films. I'm not really.
Yeah, I like a good one. And the thing about it as well, it's part of the Conjuring franchise. So for the Conjuring, you got Conjuring 1 and 2, then you got Annabelle, then there's like the series of Annabelle, and then you get The Nun, that's part of it, and then there's something else which is part of it as well, and you all link up together. So at the very end of The Nun, it links back to the psychic investigators from The Conjuring. The first one, they get a phone call at the end.
Not seen any of them either.
Good.
I think the thing with them, with the horror films, is they make so many sequels. They get a good one and they milk it to the death.
Oh yeah, but if it's good though, you don't mind it.
Well, you've got to look at obviously Scream is kind of, I'd say, is a borderline horror. It's a slasher film, isn't it? But it's like them. There's like 17 of them now. Saw, last time I seen was up to like Saw 12 or something.
Stupid.
Then you've got these ones where you've got The Conjuring 2, The Nun and the Nunnery 1, Nun and the Nunnery 2, and and then then Paranormal Activities just went off the tits, didn't they?
Oh yeah, I think it's about 6 of them, isn't there?
I watched the first one of that, and that was good because that was supposed to be like a found footage type thing, wasn't it? Where it was all filmed on like a little handheld camera. And I thought that was good, but then again, they just milked the shit out of it.
Yeah, I've lost interest in them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Conjuring series, really good anyway, worth watching. Okay, shall we get onto the clip quiz?
Yeah, go for it.
Straight in there, shall we? If you know this film, by the way, let us know down below in comments, or you can contact us on
6andbelowpodcast@gmail.com.
That is right. Either a number 6 or SIX. Either way, it will come through to us, so don't worry. Perfect. Same again as well. If you've got any requests you want to put on there, give us an email or let us know down below in comments, or join our Discord as well, which is also in the show notes. Okay, this stars one of the stars from this film in a different film.
Leave a comment.
I should be in New York covering the Sharon Stone stalker, but who knew? You look awfully young to be a police officer.
I'm 25 years old.
You know, in a demographic study, I proved to be most popular amongst males 11 to 24. I guess I just missed you. Of course, you don't look a day over 12. Except in that upper torso area. Does the Force require you to work out?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I know what that is.
Yeah. Do you know what that to say? People who have been molested in the past then go on to molest somebody else.
Do they? Who says that?
That's I don't know. It's one of the sayings that say, isn't it? You know what I mean? So let's just say the actress was kind of molested in this by an older gentleman, so she's doing it to a younger fella.
Okay,
She likes him 12.
She does. That's a bit of a weird thing to say, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Sorry, Captain stating the obvious over here. I think I might know what the film is. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's warm in this room today.
Oh,
Currently 25 degrees Celsius.
yeah, but it feels hotter. It's like a sauna.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't have windows in here, by the way.
We don't have windows. We're not in a shed, but we don't have windows, and we do have one fan running, but we can't really have any others because it interferes with the mic. So
Yeah.
we're sweating this out for you guys.
Oh, do
And
you know
obviously, we've got nice big studio lights on us as well, which really don't help with the
They don't.
situation.
what? Don't all the lights in here.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah. All right, Vitals.
Yeah, go on.
Released in 1987.
87.
It's an old one.
This is an old one, yeah.
Yes, what's that?
Wow.
37 years.
Something like that, yeah.
That's
Wowzers.
it. Runtime, 1 hour and 45. IMDb rating, 5.4. Metacritic, 35. Amazon star rating, 4.5.
Of course it is. Of
Of course
course it is.
Rotten Tomatoes, 21. Critics, audience, 41. Budget,
Go on.
22 million.
Oof.
Quite a high
In
budget.
87.
That's a high one.
That's probably what about 60 mil today?
Probably more than that, to be
A
fair.
bit more. Jesus
Yeah, with
Christ.
inflation.
And I mean, were there many well-known actors in this at the time? Obviously, you got Courtney Cox, who's well-known now. But back then, what had she really done? Had she been in a Bruce Springsteen video at one point, and then she was in.
This is probably her first major role. Same for Dolph, isn't it?
Yeah. What other films was Courtney Cox in around the time? I'm trying to think now. What was that one? Cocoon? Wasn't she in that?
Don't know.
Remember Cocoon with the old people, and the aliens?
Yeah and no.
Yeah.
I can't remember it properly, if I'm being honest with you.
That's probably lower than a 6.
No, it's like an alien one. Box office gross,
Yeah, go on.
17 million. So it made a loss, unfortunately. Bit of a flop.
I'm not surprised because they made some questionable decisions about how to make this film,
Mm.
mainly over which kind of direction they went in.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
explain that in a second. But
Yeah, there was a lot of complaints, wasn't there, when it first came out? I think
Yeah,
the cartoon got a lot of complaints as well, to be fair.
Well, the problem was with this. I was going to mention a bit later on, but the problem was with so you had the toys that came out first, and then I think they released like a limited kind of run of comics as well to go with it. But then it was picked up by and made into a cartoon,
Mm.
which obviously the kids loved. But then when they came to make the film, they didn't get the rights to the cartoon version. They got the rights to the toy version from Mattel.
Oh.
So that's why in this there's so many differences between the cartoon. Like in the cartoon, he was Prince Adam, who became He-Man when he says, I am the power, and they have the cat that he also, the scaredy cat that kind of
He did. He raided the
Yeah.
cat, didn't he?
he had a cat, and the cat was all like
Like a giant tiger of some sort.
yeah, he turns into like a tiger when he turns into kind of He-Man and stuff. But this is supposed to be leaning towards the kind of, like I say, the Mattel and the limited comic series that came from the toys, not the cartoon,
No way.
which
Never
is
knew
why.
that.
So apparently a lot of critics at the time, because I to be honest, I was watching it and I was kind of like, I don't remember any, like this is shit. This, it doesn't tie in with anything to do with the cartoon or anything like that. And that's why. And when I looked into it, because I had on my general notes originally was why is he not Prince Adam? Why is he not this? Why is he not that? Because in it, I think no one really knows that Prince Adam is He-Man
Right.
and stuff like that, if I remember right.
Yeah, don't mention his name.
No. But yeah, but no, in the cartoon, they don't know. It's kind of secret identity.
Ah, a bit like
If you know what I
Superman
mean.
with the glasses.
Yeah. But yeah, he so they went from that. That's why it's kind of different to the cartoon, because they got the rights from Mattel, not the people who did the
Kind of makes sense, though, when you say it.
with the cartoon. So I think that's why probably a lot of kids went to the film expecting to see a live action version of the cartoon and got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got this.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Good old
Anyway.
Dolph.
Good old Dolph, yeah.
As I was saying before.
Sorry, go on.
No, it's all right. Top grossing films of 1987. Top 3 is Three Men and a Baby, Fatal Attraction, and Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Oh. Speaking of Beverly Hills Cop, have you watched a new one?
Not yet.
I've watched it.
Any good?
It's all right.
Worth watching?
Worth a watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth a watch. It's not. I think I mentioned it on last week that I hadn't seen it by that point, but I was going to go into it and I was at very, very low expectations. And to be honest, it kind of was above my low expectations a little bit. It wasn't the best thing ever, but it was good.
Okay, here's one for you then.
Yeah, go on.
Right. If you didn't have the nostalgia,
Yeah.
would it? And it was a standalone film, just came out as its own, nothing related to the previous 3.
Right.
Would it still hold up the same?
Would it fuck? No.
A lot of people have said that.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. As a standalone film, no, because all you'd be doing is going, "Who's that really old guy? Why is he not retired?" About at least 3 of the characters. I mean, in it, do you remember you had the thing was right. So in the original Beverly Hills Cop, you had the 3 guys, and you had Axel Foley, who was obviously Eddie Murphy, and one of them was kind of like looked really old. I think his name was Taggart in the film. Now, when I had a look, actually, I went back and I was like, he must have been about 60 when he was in the film originally. But when I actually looked into it, he was only in his early 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember like Taggart, the guy that looked that old? He had a mustache and like a comb over and all stuff like that. He was only like 34 in the film, in the original Beverly Hills, right? But in this, he looks like dust because it's like he's that old. He looks like he's about to just. You wouldn't need to cremate him when he dies. Anyway, he would just cease to be.
Yeah.
But he is now a police captain in Beverly Hills, and it's kind of like I think if I remember right, he's come out of retirement for some reason just to be in the film. Obviously,
yeah, exactly.
But it's more about Eddie Murphy or Axel and his daughter, who he's got in this.
Right.
It's kind of about their relationship. But then I was trying to think, like, is the daughter's like looks about like nearly 30 now, and I'm like, it's not been that long since the film, so I can't really remember what happens in the Beverly Hills Cop films. I've got a vague recollection of what actually goes on, but it's been that long since I've seen them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I was thinking about rewatching them all.
I'm rambling on now, but no, if going back to your question, if I hadn't seen the others and I didn't have the nostalgia, this would be a shit film.
Right. But it's just a case of previous ones what are holding it up, really, aren't they?
Basically, yeah.
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 This movie was ranked 66
Right.
out of the top 200, and it was higher grossing than Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Just Pinhead. American Ninja 2.
Really?
Really?
Oh, that's a shock.
Which was 120th. And Evil Dead 2.
Right.
Have you seen the Evil Deads?
Never seen any of them.
You might be watching number 2. I think that's below 6.
Oh, lucky me.
It's a classic. Oh, it's a classic horror film.
Lucky me.
Okay, who was it written, directed, and stars?
Okay, so the director of this was a guy called Gary Goddard, and from what I can tell, this was his first kind of feature film. The only other ones I could kind of find was what he did called what was it called? Power.
Oh, you tell me.
I don't know. I forgot. 2 seconds. It was he wrote. Oh, that was it. Captain Power. Which
Captain Power.
Right. It was a TV series, and if I remember right, I think I watched like a YouTube kind of documentary about it a couple of months back. And if I remember right, it was kind of supposed to be like an interactive kind of game that came out in like the 80s. But it was a massive flop. But the budget for the film was like immense. Like on IMDb, it's got a 7.4 randomly.
Yeah?
Yeah. So he was a director on that.
That's
Other
random.
than that, not really. It had 3 writers. We had David Odell, Stephen Tolkien, and Gary Goddard himself.
Oh, yep.
Cast-wise, so we had Dolph Lundgren as the pronoun man himself, Mr. He-Man.
Yep.
He-Man. We had Frank Langella. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name. Skeletor.
Yeah.
But we've had him before. He was in a Junior.
He was.
Yeah. So
Mr. Baines.
Baines in Junior. Yeah.
I liked him in this, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that.
I've got to admit, there's some scenes where Skeletor just looks fed up to fuck.
Mate,
he's like,
it was just...
God's sake, why are these people doing what they're doing?
There was 2 modes in this film. There was overacting and underacting. And he was in the first category. He just... Mate, I've never known a villain monologue so much in my life.
Yeah.
He loves the sound of his own voice. Anyway, we have Meg Foster as Evil Lynn.
Yeah.
We have Billy Barty as Gwildor, which I was surprised at because I was thinking, someone else in the 80s doing a dwarf role that isn't Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
People that did exist.
Yeah, because he done pretty much everything today.
Yeah, pretty much. He literally has dibs on the whole.
Yeah.
He must go to him first.
Right. I think he was in the little Wookiees, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the Ewoks. Yeah.
Yeah, Ewoks, yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, little Care Bear things.
He was in Care Bears, yeah.
He was in one of them. He was in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Willow.
Yeah, Willow. Jesus. Madigan.
That's a good one, that. I used to love that as a kid.
I know I did. But no, yeah, I think he was quite young when he did the Ewoks in, what was it, Return of the Jedi?
He's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be like teenager or something.
Yeah. But yeah, he's had a lot. I think he played about 12 characters in Harry Potter series as well.
I like him, me.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that TV show?
Carl Pilkington one.
Not that
Idiot
one.
Abroad.
The one where he was the main character, but he was still Ricky Gervais and so on.
Oh, right, no.
I think it was like Life is Short or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but that was funny.
Yeah.
I think it was about him trying to set up a talent agency. It was from years ago. I can't really remember what it is. What else have we got? So we got Courtney Cox. Never really heard of her.
No. Did she do much after this?
I don't think so.
It's just flopped.
Yeah, Julie Winston. He played. Robert Duncan McNeil, Kevin Corrigan. Now him, I recognise his face, and I'm like, what have I seen him in since this?
What?
And the only thing I could find was I think he was in like Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Randomly. Then we got Chelsea Field as Teela, and then we have John Cypher as Duncan Man-at-Arms. And then the other noticeable one, there was 2. There was James Tolkien as Detective Lubrick.
I recognise him, but don't know where from.
Back to the Future. He's the principal in Back to the Future.
It is.
You're a slacker, McFly.
It is. I watched it a few weeks back as well.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I recognise him from somewhere, but I can't picture it.
Yeah, Back to the Future. And then the other one was Christina Pickles, who plays the sorceress of Castle Grayskull.
The old or young?
I think it's both the same person. But the mad thing with that was, I was like, I recognise her from somewhere. Where do I recognise her? And she was in Friends, right? And she plays Courtney Cox's mum in Friends. She plays Judy Geller.
Yeah.
In Friends, yeah.
No way.
Monica and Ross's mum, yeah.
That's well good.
Yeah, so she went on later on to play her mum, yeah.
No way, that's actually pretty cool, that. I will be honest with you, mate. I thought she looked rather like, especially when she was really old. What's the old bird from Shazam?
Helen Mirren.
Yeah. Looks like Helen Mirren when she was old. I was like, Helen Mirren's not aged, does she?
Jesus. Yeah, she still looked like a scrotum in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty much the cast. But yeah, they're
Movie notes?
Yeah. So my movie notes were okay. So these guys go to so they start off on whatever the home planet is called. Is it Etheria or something like that? I can't remember what.
So yeah, general notes is this? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they go to Earth, right? Everyone speaks English.
I put that as well, mate.
With an American accent.
He's quite lucky I didn't go in like North Korea or some shit.
Well, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
I have the power. No, you don't.
In Pyongyang, like. Oh, Jesus.
That could have been a different film, couldn't it?
And then the other thing is, what exactly is the story to this film? How would you describe the story? He-Man disappears through a portal and then comes back?
I've kind of summarized it.
Summarized
it, yeah. As, but it's these bloody headphones. when you hear your own voice in your head, it like messes you up, doesn't it?
It trips you up, yeah,
It does.
definitely.
Okay, so the way I say it is, it's about some dude with Halloween makeup on, thinks he's a skeleton, but obviously he's not, right? He's got a really bad vendetta about some dude because he really wants him to bow down to him and he wants him dead. He gets rid of him and then he misses him that much, he sends people to get him back.
And then brings him back, strips him naked and whips him
Yeah.
for his own pleasure.
And then dies.
And then...
That's the film over, guys.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Well, no, because when the film first opens up and it's like a big wars took place, I'm like, why didn't you show us this?
Yeah.
Why are you showing us them just going to Earth? Why did they even go to Earth anyway? We can get into all that, but the other thing is like He-Man obviously fucked off through this portal, as we just said, to Earth. Why does Skeletor want him back? Surely it's like, right, problem solved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's done. Film over.
Yeah.
There's no need for him to go to Earth to get him.
And then the other final note as well, which we'll touch on in a bit, is in the town they go to, why is it after 8 p.m. at night, everyone just disappears?
Oh, yeah. There's no
There's
traffic or
literally
anything.
no one anywhere, on the streets, anywhere, no one. Nowhere. No one.
Except for the music shop.
Yes.
That's the only place with any other people.
But once the music shop closes, everyone just goes, oh,
Curfew?
maybe. Well, they were mine. What are yours? You got any?
Yeah, so cool. I've got quite a few general notes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, go on.
Started off first, a little bit dark for a PG, don't you think?
Yeah, thinking about actually, yeah. Yeah.
The reason why have you noticed all the bad guys, what look like stormtroopers?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the black stormtroopers, they were robots, right?
They were robots.
Yes, they're meant to be robots. So the only reason they had them as robots and not people, what they initially wanted,
Right.
is because you can't kill on a PG.
Yeah, but they never explain at all, do they? They're robots.
No.
I think
But-
they just came to the review board and they were like, oh, we're going to have to give it a PG-13 or something. And like, no. Why? It's like, because you're killing people. No, they're robots. They're not people.
Exactly.
Because I was thinking, like, when I was like, no wonder them fuckers can't shoot. They probably can't see.
Yes.
They got the way. Why is it when an evil dictator comes along in these type of films and they're like, right, I need uniforms for the men. Right, they don't need to see. They don't need to hear. They don't need to. All they need is to have a gun and look pretty.
Or red uniform.
Yeah. But it's just, why? Why would you give them helmets? Because I think all they've got is like a little gap like this anyway. But obviously, like you say, the robots.
Yeah, the robots don't need.
Not once have they said the robots.
No, they don't. They really don't. I think when they're taught, they're a little bit robotic. That's probably done by ADR, isn't it?
I thought that about stormtroopers as well, but it turns out they were all clones.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Same scenario, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not thought about it that way, actually. The other general note is, this is what you get if you make Star Wars on a low budget.
Basically. Yeah.
Some fantastic hairstyles in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, much mullets.
There was a lot of mullets. It was very 80s.
Yep. Some very dodgy names as well. He-Man, Evil Lyn, Beast Man, just to name a few.
They were a bit lazy with the naming, weren't they?
Yes.
This one looks like a Yeti. What should we call it? Oh, he's a bit of a beast, and he's a man.
There we go.
Beast man. This woman's called Lynn. She's evil.
Yeah. She's got a sister, though. She's real nice. Can't call it that. She's good, Lynn.
Nah, good Lynn. Twins.
That's it, twins. The other problem is she's only 2 foot tall.
Good Lynn and evil Lynn. I like it.
So here's a true fact, though, about this, which I thought was quite funny. So originally, the director wanted to dub Dolph's lines, but due to contractual reasons, he couldn't.
Yeah. So we just gave him none. The guy literally speaks about 4 times in this.
Yeah. And it doesn't really come across very well when he says it, does he?
He doesn't know.
Don't direct it well. The cop.
Yeah.
Was he on cocaine?
Possibly.
Because it is the era of cocaine and pre-workouts, after all.
He was on something. He just shouts
wired.
and jumps to wild conclusions all the time.
He was wired.
He was. It was like, Yeah, like when he takes the kid away and shit, when he takes like Kevin away and stuff like that, and I was just like, what's he doing? It's like he criticizes him writing something down, so he's like, "Right, you're coming with me." And it's like, chill the fuck out, man. The guy's just worried his girlfriend might be dead.
Yeah, he's like, I've got to meet my deal on the street corner. Kidding.
Yeah. I'm tweaking, man.
Right, should we get onto the film?
Yeah.
Right, let's get onto it. By the way, spoiler alerts if you've never seen this 40 years ago.
Spoiler alert, crudeness
Spoiler
alert, language alert, any type of alert. This is not suitable for children.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So the movie opens up with a voiceover giving us a little bit background about Castle Grayskull and the Masters of the Universe, followed by the credit rolls that make you think you're tripping on LSD, and just for some reason explode at the end.
Someone like PowerPoint, didn't they?
Yes. They just explode for some reason at the end.
I know.
Like He-Man.
Masters of the Universe. But like that explanation as well, all they say is there's this like rock face that looks like a skull and it gives you power for some reason. Here's the film. Enjoy.
Yeah, why does it give you power?
I don't...
What's the backstory of it?
Why do you need the power? What makes this mountain? Yeah, what is the backstory? Random.
So, this is the first part where you start getting Star Wars vibes, because Skeletor comes walking in wearing a black coat.
Full on Palpatine, isn't he?
Yeah, full like cloak, the hood up, little staff walking in, got stormtroopers following him. It was just a dead rip-off.
It really was. It did very much have Emperor Palpatine vibes. But when he was walking in as well, Skeletor to me comes across one of these people that, I've mentioned it before, loves the sound of his own voice.
Yeah.
And loves to make everyone aware that he's in the room. Because when he's walking in, he's just with that staff constantly, and it's like, dude, someone just needs to say to him, just shut the fuck up, man.
You not walk with it.
Stop making so much noise.
Like a toddler in it, running around.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm trying to relax. Can you just walk in peacefully?
Mate, I mean, he just has to make an announcement that he's coming, and it's like he has, like you say, he's his army of black stormtroopers, which again, Star Wars vibes. I was like, oh, so they've got that, but also they can't shoot as well, so they are very much like stormtroopers because they can't aim in the slightest.
Yeah,
and then he has his sorcerer captured.
But there's no background on her either.
No,
he's just some random woman just stood there.
It doesn't explain it to you, but you kind of have to figure it out. And I only really like, not because. Well, because I wasn't paying attention on the first watch, but on the second watch, I was kind of like, so what's this? So we join them just as a big battle's taking place, and the city's been invaded by these black stormtroopers. And this whole battle's just been taking place, and the rebels, or whether they call them the Rebel Alliance.
I was expecting that. I put on my notes.
I've like basically just been eradicated, and he somehow kidnapped the sorceress. And yeah, and then he walks over to her and he goes, "How do you like this?" And then just does this with his hand, and then all of a sudden she just starts ejaculating, like just.
Oh yeah, mate. She was instant orgasm.
Instant orgasm, mate, just from the palm of his hand. He's like, "How do you like this?" He's like, "Oh, very much. Please, sir, may I have another?" Like,
give me a little finger bash.
Yeah. Did you?
But then, as you said as well, he goes to announce himself with like a giant hologram. The whole world to see?
Yeah, so I put his public service announcement.
Yeah.
So, and then he just starts bragging about being more powerful. It's like just sending, like you say, a hologram everywhere. He's just his giant head in the sky of Skeletor. And he's like, "Hey, everyone, just wanted to check in to let you know that I am powerful. No one else is more powerful. I am. I've got the sorceress here. Did I mention I was powerful?"
Yeah. Did you put down what he actually says?
No.
The part of his lines was, "Those who don't pledge themselves to him will be destroyed. The new age begins."
Bit dark, isn't it? And then, what was I going to say? Did you notice? Even though he's supposed to be a skull, that when he's like talking and stuff, his skull's like moving. I'm pretty sure skulls don't move as you talk. I know mine doesn't. Other than where there's a hinge.
Yeah, it was like a really bad Halloween mask, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Yeah, it really was.
Right at a quid shop down the road.
But then He-Man's watching and he rubbing his nipples on the top of the hill.
Yeah, so I've got here now. We also meet the movie's protagonist, Clive, also known as He-Mullet.
He-Mullet. Clive.
Well, they don't say his name in it or anything. And I'm sure he wasn't birthed He-Man, that name.
Well, no, I'm sure.
Like his mum popped him out and goes, okay, it's a boy. I'm going to call him He-Man.
But he's not a man yet, he's a boy. I think he was he-boy until he turned 18.
I don't know. This is what I mean. It's confusing. So I put him down as Clive or He-Mullet.
He-Mullet.
Yeah. Played by Dolph Lundgren before you're taking crack.
Oh, Jesus. But
He was a beast.
He-Man there though, he's on the hill, and then it's kind of cuts to him, and he's just looking around all confused, like he don't know how he's just got there.
Yes.
And
It's like, where the fuck am I?
And he's supposed to be this like big barbarian kind of warrior in this version, and like all these stormtroopers start coming towards him, and he looks like he's never been in a fight before. It's like so clumsily done,
mate. Right, I've put on here, right? He just drop kicks a guard for no reason. Like, he doesn't explain, it's like saying about the battle or anything. So if you're not paying attention, it's like that narrative, mate. He-Man just jumps out, drop kicks some dude, and then starts going mental, deflecting lasers with his sword.
like in Star Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A bit like a lightsaber.
He does it all the time, doesn't he?
He does.
He does. It's like pew pew pew, directing them back at the stormtroopers.
Yeah, it's definitely not a lightsaber, George Lucas.
You know, a lot of grunting noises though.
There was. And for some reason, the camera, right, when they were doing the filming on this, they'd done so many close-up of the guy's chest.
That's the other thing. It is because when he's trying to fight, and it's like it's almost like stand back and give him room to fight, because he's having to fight like this because they literally must just have a camera on his right nipple. Just like
it is. Every single fight scene when he takes a swing of his sword, it's like pectoral.
Definitely.
Like, what's happening? Who's hitting who? All I can see is some abs and some pecs.
The director definitely had a peck fetish. Yeah, you're right. But but that's when he's doing his fighting, and he's like, he looks like he's in an enclosed space. He's there, and then I think he picks up a gun at one point, and he's like, just hip firing, like while trying to bash another guy. And it's like there's so much going on, and it's just like you're supposed to be this massive barbarian, and you're struggling, and he genuinely looks like he's struggling to take down these 5 stormtroopers. Mainly because he's got a cameraman on his nipple.
Yeah. And while speaking to other random people, they just like turn up, don't they? The Rebel Alliance.
Well, I put originally he gets rescued by his dad. Because I was like, who's this guy? He's like old enough to be his dad. It's Teela's dad, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so,
which, again, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, so where do they come from as well?
I don't know. Because they just suddenly appear over the hill, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, so they've just like randomly appeared. And then we hear R2-D2 in the cage. I mean, Gwildor shouting out for help. What's this in the net?
Yeah. But they mentioned, because this is where, like, they vaguely mention that they basically just had a massive battle and someone betrayed them to get into the city.
Yeah.
And it's like, but if you, like I say, if you're not paying attention to it, you just miss it because they just mention it like it's just like...
Briefly. Yeah, very like... Oh, yeah, someone let me in the city, by the way. But, yeah, how's the weather today?
Yeah, we were slightly betrayed, but yeah, Teela's just had a Big Mac. He's got some left for you if you want it. But then, again, like with the father and daughter, with Teela, like, it was only because I think on the third watch, I watched it with subtitles on. Sometimes watching with subtitles in case I miss what they're saying. And I'm like, I had to put it back, and I'm like, did she just call him father?
Yeah, I noticed that when he was in Earth.
Yeah.
She mentions it a couple of times, but when you're at Earth, not then.
Yeah, sorry, not then. And then they meet Gwildor, who up until this point has made zero noise or anything like that. And then as soon as they notice him in the net, he never shuts up again. Oh,
yeah. Got the whole film, mate. And it's quite lucky as well. He literally lives in a rock next to where we got kidnapped from.
Yeah, I'm a locksmith and inventor. Ooh. And it's like, they kidnapped him and put him in the net. Why did they leave this staff with him?
Yeah, he left him geared up.
Yeah, and his house keys. Because when they get to his front door, he still has his house keys on him. It's like, you'd at least search him and like confiscate this stuff. But as to get him out of the net, he has his little staff thing, his little gadget or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, surely they would have took that off him.
Was that the key?
I don't know.
The cosmic key? Or did he have it in the house?
No. He had it in the house.
Oh, yeah. He comes up, doesn't it? Like elevated.
Yeah, because they go to his house and he lets him in, and then it's like, oh, yeah, he's a locksmith. That's why there's so many freaking locks on his door. Like, when it closes, he has to cut to about 20,000. And then he shows him the cosmic key.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, this is the invention I made. And some woman tricked me into giving them to him, and they're like, "You're the traitor," and then forget about it for the rest of the film. So he's created this cosmic key which can open portals to anywhere in the universe at any time, and he gives it to Skeletor because he gets tricked by Evil Lynn, who, the only thing I can tell is that she honeypots him into giving it to him.
Yeah.
And
well, let's be honest with you, he's not exactly the most attractive, is he?
No.
He's really weird looking, isn't he?
He says to her, he's like, I think he says, oh, she was really attractive as well. And I'm like, dude, you thought you were going to get some, weren't you?
Yeah.
Like, make me a key and I'll stroke your beard. And
Juice Bigelow all over, isn't it?
It is. So then they find out that obviously that's how they got into the city.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, I didn't know they were going to use it for that. And it's like, well, what did you think they were going to use it for? As a toaster? It's like, it's literally opens portals up to anywhere, and you give it to Skeletor. Do you not think to mention this to anyone that, like, before they invade and said, oh, by the way, guys, this woman tricked me into giving her a portal key and they can get in anywhere, so I suggest you probably evacuate the city or something.
Yeah,
or like
just
do something.
Leave them to it.
Not just do nothing.
Luckily, though, he has a spare key, doesn't he?
He does. He's made a spare prototype randomly, and it's like
randomly, yeah.
And it's like if they, and they're like, well, let's use it then again to Skeletor's like cage or whatever his castle, and he goes, but if we use it, the other one he'll find out, and the other one will activate, and he'll know where we are. Well, turn that off. You made the thing. You've obviously put that feature in. Just
that's a good point. It's like finding my iPhone, and you just click that switch.
Take it off your iCloud account, dude. It's like Jesus. But this is the other thing, right? So the bad guys come and they start knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Right.
Have you?
Karg, what is he meant to be?
He looks like Dolph Lundgren nowadays. He looks like Dolph Lundgren in Expendables with his white hair and.
I think he's meant to be like a bat of some sort. I think it's meant to be a bat because you see like big pointy ears, but he's got like a huge like perm of like white hair, hasn't it? It's fucking stupid.
It is. It's like they went to the costume department and said, just pick some random shit and come onto set, and he turned up looking like that. And is it a man or a woman?
I don't know.
It's just, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I was just like, oh my God, they've predicted Dolph in 30 years' time.
He's got a hook on his hand as well, you know.
Has he?
Yeah, one of his hands is a hook.
Oh, I didn't know it's Captain Bloody Hook.
Yeah, so it's a bat with a giant white wig and one fucking hand with a hook.
Jesus. Called Karg.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be his top mercenary, you know.
Well.
Top mercenary. Let them words sink in.
Yeah.
Top
they're
mercenary.
Not very... How can we say it? They're not very good.
No.
I was trying to think of something a bit better than
not very
good. Shit.
They are
fucking awful.
But the thing is, when they barge in, right?
Yeah.
Karg says, locate the key. How do they know about the second key?
That's why they're there.
Well, it's not. Because even Skeletor doesn't know about a second key until they're in there and they're trying to program it until they're in the castle.
Good point.
Yeah, because I didn't notice that until my second watch when Evil Lynn.
What spoiler?
Because a little bit further down when they're trying to program it, and Evil Lynn's kind of looking over at Gwildor, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And she goes, Master, he's got a second key. And he's like, what? Stop him.
Yeah, he does.
And it's like, why were they looking for it before if they didn't know they had a second key?
Yeah, we're getting on to that point now, because He-Man and Co. managed to make their way into the castle somehow. So they just get past all his guards straight up to the throne room, no problems.
Well, that's it. That tunnel did they escape through? Did that go literally into Skeletor's throne room? Because that's convenient.
It looked like it, didn't it?
Pretty much.
They literally went through one door, mate, and appeared in the bloody throne room. Yeah, they didn't actually say anything about travel or anything.
But they managed to sneak in, don't they? Somehow. They managed to shut up Gwildor, whatever his name is. What's his name? Gwildor?
Gwildor.
They managed to shut him up for 10 minutes. Gwildor.
Yeah.
They managed to shut him up for a bit while they get there, and then they see the sorceress trapped in her little sex dungeon, her energy field, getting orgasmed every 5 minutes.
Yeah, she had them beads in.
She did. She did have the beads in.
How many guards came in?
There was a lot of guards, yeah.
There was like 200 of them just came in the throne room.
I know. Why is no one just guarding the throne room anyway?
I don't know, but that's what I mean. They all must have been like sat outside doing like the marching like South Korea. No, fucking just marching up and down the bloody courtyard waiting for something to happen. And they go, oh shit, 5 people just walked past us.
I think Skeletor's just been out on the balcony just waving to people as the nukes drive past. They're like, right, everyone inside, come on. Coffee and tea inside.
Yeah.
Butties.
I think so, mate.
Jesus.
So a laser battle breaks out between the two sides. We've got He-Man and everyone on one side. You've got all the stormtroopers on the other side.
3 people. Is it 3? There's Gwildor.
Yeah, there's only 3 of them at this time.
Well, 4 if you include Gwildor in there, right?
Yeah, but it's only 3 fighting, isn't there?
Yeah, so there's 3 fighting, right?
Yeah,
and about 200 stormtroopers. And they do not get hit once.
No.
Not even a scratch.
Not a scratch. Do you know why? Because the CGI was that great in this that the lasers were going straight through the actors. And they weren't actually responding to it.
Did that happen? Yeah.
Yes. Loads of times.
I noticed a couple of them like bending off, like when they were near the portal and stuff.
No, there's loads. Right, when they're shooting at the stormtroopers, some of the stormtroopers are carrying on running. The laser's gone through them. And then you see them just like crouch down, lie down on the floor and stuff. You're like...
Thing is, I'm sure them lasers would have been put in post-production. So they probably deciding where the lasers are going as they're editing the film.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. But it literally goes through so many people throughout the film.
The thing is, I think at one point there was that many sparks. I think they were using an Uzi. Like in Samurai Cop.
I mean, they were everywhere, weren't they?
Yeah.
He-Man again with his lightsaber, deflecting lasers, killing other people with them.
And deflecting and all that.
R2-D2 unlocks the key this time to help the gang escape through a portal. But to where did it go?
America.
Whereabouts? The town.
Oh, I don't know. Iowa. I don't know.
I don't know either, to be honest.
Did he even say a town?
Oh, no, they just jumped through a portal, didn't they?
Yeah. You notice how that he monologues his plan to him as well before he goes through? Skeletor, because he just loves to monologue.
Oh, is this the point where they said... Because I remember...
Before they jump through the portal.
Is it Teela?
Yeah, go on.
Because remember her, she's telling He-Man he has until the next moonrise to save her.
Yeah.
So we can come back again. Was that what, the next day?
I don't know.
Moonrise is every day, doesn't it?
Because a couple of times that Man-at-Arms keeps saying using their method of time. So instead of saying we've got 3 hours, he says we've got 3 crumpets or something. I can't remember the terminology they use. He's like,
we've got 3... something weird.
Yeah, we got 3 crumpets until moonrise. But yeah, I was just trying to think now. Well, yeah, so Skeletor kind of monologues his whole plan to him, and I think even Duncan shouts at him saying, "Oh, that was it." Oh, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here.
Sorry.
The other good bit is when Skeletor first comes in with all his men, and He-Man just shouts at him, "Let her go," and Skeletor goes, "No." Did he think that was going to work? Well, seeing as you asked nicely, mate, yeah, I'll let her go. What was he expecting Skeletor to do? What did he expect at that point?
It's like, nah.
Yeah,
mate.
Yes, he goes, Skeletor, let her go. And he just goes, no. Nah, mate. And then just starts monologue. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take your power. I'm going to take her power. And then I'm going to be master of the universe. And he's like, nah. And that's when they notice they've got a portal. And she goes, Master, he's got another key.
And off they go.
But they drop it. They drop the key as they're going through.
Oh, yeah, they did actually, didn't they?
Yeah.
And who was it?
I think it was Gwildor.
It was one of them, wasn't it? It had like a little grappling hook. It came back, grabbed the key.
Yeah, that was a lucky shot, that, wasn't it?
Fucking telling me, mate. It was halfway through the portal.
Yeah.
We've seen the portals, mate. Look at Mario Brothers.
I know.
And they're showing us how you go through the portals.
Exactly. What? It was like that. It did look. It had good graphics as bloody Mario Brothers. But at least they didn't show us a scene of like, I don't know, imagine if they did the same as Mario Brothers and it was like Dolph Lundgren just going through the void of space. Just going, yeah. In his underwear.
Daisy's bone pit.
Daisy traded. Oh, but it was a bit of a shit scene. And to go through the portal there, and then it's like, right, he's gone now. Just let him go. And he's like, go and get him, bring him back. Why? Why do you want him to come back?
Yeah, your problem is solved, mate. He's gone through a random portal. The key is broke. That's it. Job's done.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense.
No.
Why do you want him back? It's never explained. Just leave him there. He's gone.
He just wants him to bow.
I know.
He's obsessed with it.
He is. He is literally. He's just like an obsessed fan of He-Man, and just like I need him. I need him in his kinky shorts, and I need him to come back, and I want to whip him
With his little cape.
with his little cape. Yeah, little cape.
Who
Oh,
designed this?
why didn't they just jump through the portal after them though?
Did it not close straight away?
Don't know. It was open at least long enough for him to send his grappling hook back through to get the key.
One thing that always gets me with films like this, it's a bit of a trope, isn't it?
Hmm.
So they open up a portal, and it happens to be the exact time for it to close as the last person jumps through.
Yeah.
I mean, it never stays on for like an hour or something like that.
Well, no. And the key. It's not like he had the key at the time to quickly turn it off because
No.
he was grappling it through.
Happens
It's
in a
a
lot of
bit
films,
daft.
like really.
Portals.
So, anyways, back on Earth, you hear a little bit of a rustling from a nearby bush, and use a gadget to check for other life forms that are in the area. And Tila just wants to blow the shit out of everything she comes across.
It's because she's just been sniffing the soil.
Honestly, she comes out, does every opportunity she gets a little laser gun and starts shooting everything. Even tried shooting a cow that popped out the bush.
I know. She's got some improvement, hasn't she? Because even later on, she says that she's a woman of arms
Yeah.
randomly. But do you notice her sniffing the soil?
No.
So,
Was she actually generally doing that?
yeah, so,
All right.
so they all come out the portal and you see like a little shitty graphic of them all being thrown out. And
Yeah.
then Gwildor, they go over to him and they help him out of the swamp. And she literally kneels down, picks up a handful of soil and goes, "Relax, it's just soil." And it's like, what else? Were you expecting chocolate? Good job she just didn't pick up a big pile of
Taste it.
shit.
Yeah,
And
cow
just go,
shit.
"Don't worry, it's just cow shit." Yeah, but the cow comes through and they think it's the intelligent life on the earth.
Oh my god.
Gwildor starts trying to talk to it.
Yeah. And we see him as well, don't we? A little bit later on, don't we? Because he's sat in the bushes later on, jerking one off before stealing some KFC.
Because they realise that the key's gone, so they go looking for it. Why did they all synchronize their trackers? I understand synchronizing watches, so like the watches are all showing the exact same time. So if I said to you, we need to go at 10 o'clock, all our watches will be 10 o'clock at the same time, and then we know when to go. Why would you bother syncing trackers?
I think it was more of like, say, find your iPhone, so they've put their position on, so
Right.
everybody knows where each other are.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. I never thought of it like that. I was just like, I think he was just kind of that trope in movies, in it, where they're like synchronized watches and they're like synchronized trackers.
Yeah, same thing, innit? We meet a very young Courtney Cox, don't we?
We do. And she-
Playing Julie, that has just finished her last shift at Bobby's Diner and been picked up by a chauffeur, Kevin, who's about to drive around town, especially first place to the graveyard.
She's a bit harsh on this, Kevin.
I thought that.
Because she's basically, we find out from speaking to her colleague, this is my last shift. Her parents have just died.
I mean, how long ago?
See, I was wondering that because in some scenes it seems like it was like years ago, and in others it seems like it was like the week before. Either way, she's took it fairly well, other than the fact that
True.
she's quit a job, she's dumping a boyfriend of like 4 years, she's moving 3,000 miles away, I think she said. However, that's even possible.
Doesn't she even say, like, she's fed up with him?
Yeah, to New Jersey, and the waitress is like, if you can't dump Kevin, he's the nicest guy ever, he's amazing and all stuff like that. She's like, look, I'm just leaving, I'm going, I want to get out of here. My parents have died, I've got the insurance money, I'm moving to New Jersey. Now I've never been to New Jersey, but if a popular culture is to be believed, it's basically their version of Essex.
Yeah, and there's a lot of this.
Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, I'm walking here. Yeah, but yeah, so she's just, for some reason, in the story, they decide that this Julie's just fucking off to New Jersey because she fancies a change.
How did her parents die?
In a plane crash.
Died in a plane crash because she didn't want to go to the beach.
Well, when no, because she gets in the car with Kevin, and Kevin's like, "Oh, do you not want to? Can you not take a later flight?" And she's like, "Kevin, we talked about this. She dumped, but I'll go on one last date with you, and then you can drop me off at the airport."
Yeah, what's the date? To the graveyard.
Yeah. So she goes, "Oh, let's go to the graveyard and see my parents." And he's like, "Oh, I was hoping to get laid, but all right." It was like, so they go there, and then she goes, and he's like, "Plane crashes happen every day," and it's like, they don't know, mate. They don't. They don't. No. And I'm like, why? Because at that point, I'm like, why would he just on a plane crash? And she was like, I was supposed to go to the beach that day with them, but they decided to go on a plane journey. And I was like, what? What?
I was like, what?
Just like, I'd understand if it was like car crash. You know, they died in a car crash, but a plane crash?
Yes.
Why?
I mean, how far afield were they travelling?
I know.
It's like, oh, what, you're not going 10 minutes down the road to the beach, so we'll go fly halfway across America to get away from you?
I know, it's random as fuck. It makes it sound casual as fuck, like everyone just has a plane at their disposal.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, I'm not going to the beach, and my dad went to fly his private jet for the bit. Did he know? Yeah. Did he? And how did that go? Not well. Why not just say, oh, I should have gone to the beach, so they died in a car crash or something on the way to the beach without her.
Yeah, Catalina they went, didn't they?
To Catalina, yeah. And it's like, oh, didn't want to go to the beach, yeah, so they decided to fly a plane.
And the thing is as well, mate, right, if my parents had just died in a plane crash, I would not be booking a fucking flight a week later. Yeah, I kind of don't trust aerodynamics at the moment for the planes and everything. I'm not really into that.
Dude, I never even thought of that. What's the first thing you're going to do, get on a plane? Like, no.
No.
To be fair, though, as long as the dad wasn't flying, because at this point, they've not even mentioned that it was like a private little plane or anything.
No,
like
I thought it was a Boeing 47 or some shit.
I did. Yeah. And then, but no, it's only like right at the end that we find out it's like a little private plane that the dad flies.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Throughout the whole thing, I thought, wait a minute. So the options were go to a beach 10 minutes away or get myself booked in, pay for a flight, go through security, fucking do all this 7-hour flight across the country, and then obviously not come back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I thought as well. And then you got Kevin there going, yeah, it happens.
Shit happens.
Shit happens, mate. And it's like, no, Kevin, it doesn't.
It really doesn't, mate.
It really doesn't. It really fucking doesn't. Did you notice, though, like, meanwhile, while this is going on, Gwildor's, like, nicked a tub of a bucket of chicken.
Yeah, that's what I said to you before.
Yeah.
It's literally, he's rustling in the bushes at first, so I was knocking one off.
Oh, yeah.
It generally looked like his little arms going, Argh!
He was watching two people make out in the car, knocking one off.
He's rustling in the bush.
Yeah. So they go over and question to him and said, oh, you're taking food and not sharing. And I'm like, yeah, but what's with the whole, this is the part where she says about, like...
Animals.
Yeah. So they're eating and goes, oh, why did he put this lovely stuff on this white stick? And it's like, yeah, that's a rib bone, love. And she's like, this is meat. Yeah. Have you never seen meat before?
What did he eat on their planet?
Berries?
I mean, He-Man, he's had some protein.
I was going to say, there's no way He-Man's got that big on berries.
Unless he gets his protein from somewhere else.
Maybe.
And that's why he dresses up in a skimpy little outfit.
He goes around collecting his protein.
I told you guys, we get crude here.
Yeah. He goes around milking people. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he milks Skeletor down to a skeleton.
Do you know what, right? Oh my God, right. So we're being pretty crude as it is, right?
Right.
And we're on borderline. And then you just go into more depth just in case it went over people's heads about the protein.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, he gets protein. Gets protein from Skeletor, by milking him.
Right, he's milked him that much. He's gone down to a skeleton. That's why he don't like him so much. He milked me into this form just so we could get big. I need the power back. I need to milk him back. Now it makes sense.
It does.
Now it makes sense.
It does make sense. And that's why he's so angry and obsessed with him, because he's like a jilted lover.
He is.
We've figured it out. We've sussed it.
We have. Oh,
We've done
Jesus, Jesus Christ.
That is why he's so obsessed.
Oh.
Because he's just jilted lover.
He's just milked him so much. Milked him to the bone, literally. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, come on, let's get back to it.
So, yeah. So while they're at the graveyard, yeah, I was going to say the funeral home then. While they're at the graveyard, they come across this tiny little crater that's got the key in it. Julie and Kevin do. So Kevin picks it up and presses a key and he goes, oh, it must be one of these Japanese synthesizers.
Yeah, because that's the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah, it plays music, looks weird, must be Japanese. All right then. Oh,
Fucking hell, Sony have been busy, haven't they?
Yeah, and then back at Grayskull, it's like they come to Skeletor.
Yes.
The key's been activated. They're trying to track it, and they're like, "Whereabouts is it?" Said we're about we tracked it to a parsec eon. Now I was like, "Shit, what's a parsec?" Now it's a unit of measurement in it. So what is it? So I had a look, and it's 3 light years.
Yeah.
So they tracked it within 3 light years, and I'm like, "Good tracking that."
Yeah.
So,
See, you got it now. You're tracking down.
it's just I think it's like 3.4 light years. So so that's a large area.
So yeah, it's in
You
this
narrow that in a
galaxy,
bit,
or
yeah.
it could be that one over there.
Yeah. So then we're back on Earth, and we're at the school. Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you something, right? If you had a date, like if you were dating Courtney Cox, right, and you had one last night with her before she fucked off to New Jersey,
Yeah.
forever, dumping your ass, what would you do? Because it certainly wouldn't be taking her to a sound check at what appears to be prom night. Is
Well,
it
be honest
prom
with you,
night that night?
It's set up for prom night,
Yeah.
but as you mentioned, it's night time. Everyone's in a curfew. So nobody's allowed to go.
Because I'll mention it in a bit, but anyway, yeah. But what would you do? Well, if that was your last night? First of all, I probably wouldn't have took her to like a cemetery because that's kind of like a big turn off.
Well,
Unless you
personally,
like shagging in cemetery.
Personally, if it was me, I'll go take her to see her dead mum and dad.
I try and bang her on the graves.
And then I'll take her back to the high school so I could do a bit of a sound check.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll just leave her hanging around the school.
Oh, would you?
Yeah, in the middle of the night to go to my mates and see if this electrical Japanese thing is legit. Definitely would do that.
Oh, you definitely would, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Jesus Christ. No, you wouldn't try and get one last bang out of her.
But I don't think they've done a bang to start off with.
You know?
I don't think they have.
Really?
Yeah. You could tell the chemistry's not there.
Mate, then I definitely would be trying to bang her. I'm like, come on, before you go, I'm being cool with you here. I'm even picking you up from work. I know you told me you want to move to New Jersey, but come on, let's just once. Let's just have sex. Just a tip.
Just finally do it.
Just a tip. I promise.
Well, that's why they don't die.
Oh, because the virgins.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, be a different story if you did it.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly.
I mean,
this is when he press the red button on it, and then that's when he jizzes his pants. You press the red button on the synthesizer on the key.
Yeah, it lights up a little bit, doesn't it? It makes some like an organ noise or a keyboard.
Yeah, and then it's like a hologram comes out the top, and he's like, these Japs really know what they're doing.
Wait there, Juliet. I've got to go see my friend.
Yeah, I've got a nip to Charlie's. Jesus Christ.
Runs off Holden's crotch.
Yeah. But we nip back to Grayskull while they've managed to lock onto the key, it's on Earth, and they somehow get Google Earth years before it is. Even becomes a thing and zooms right in, and he goes, that'll do there. He goes, did you assemble my mercenaries?
Oh, yes. This part, mate, is hilarious. Okay, so Evelyn has gathered the finest warriors around.
Finest.
The finest. So we got Blade, who has one eye, a chin strap that has a little wing on his ear. You got Sarod, who's a lizard of some sort with a bronze Darth Vader helmet, a little bit like Predator from Wish. You got Beastman, who looks like a Yeti, who just goes around gargling. And you got Card, who kind of reminds me of, do you remember the horror film Critters?
Oh, yeah.
So it's Critters with a big white wig on.
This is the best you could come up with.
That's the best.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel there, isn't it? I put the assemble the mercs, and this is my description of him: skinny white dude with no pants.
Yes.
The lizard, Harry and the Hendersons, and old Dolph. That guy though, that Blade, literally has no trousers on.
He doesn't.
He has some chain mail that kind of creates like a little mini dress.
Yeah.
Just goes down past his crotch.
Here's a fun fact about him, though.
Yeah, go on.
So when he's not doing like a nudist thing,
or
naturist as they call themselves, he was the actual guy who trained Dolph on how to do all the swords and stuff.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, so he's like the martial arts expert stuff for the film, doing the martial arts choreography.
All right, then.
And at the very last scene, when it's Skeletor and the sword fight with Dolph,
Yeah.
it's actually him in the costume.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a little bit of a fun fact about the naked Blade.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his name was. I had to look.
No trousers.
Yeah.
Mr.
I mean,
Pantless.
the Blade that I remember, some black dude running around killing vampires. He was cool.
Well, yeah.
Now we've got a half-naked guy with like a little wing on his ear
And one eye.
and one eye because he's a master swordsman.
I know. I did read in some trivia, though, that the backstory supposedly between them two is it's supposed to be He-Man that took the eye, but they
Right.
never mention it in any of this.
Ah, now you mention that, when you actually put in Google,
One-eyed
Masters
monster.
of the Universe,
Yeah.
right, or the He-Man, there's a picture on the main movie poster with Dolph as He-Man and
Yeah.
that Blade having like a sword fight.
Ah.
It's just them two.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something rude then. Like,
No,
when you type this into Google,
Blue waffle.
blue-
Don't do that, by the way, guys. You'd
skinny white guy with no trousers and one eye, a one-eyed monster.
fighting a half-naked Swede.
Oh, Jesus. So the Mercs then arrive in Earth, don't they?
Oh my god! Right, this scene as well. What is this about? It's like when they come through the portal, they look like the most dumbest bunch of mercenaries Skeletor could have found. They literally come round the corridor, bumbling about, and they go, oh, which way do I go? Cog's just running around going, over here, come and get them, over there, get her, keep her alive, bear that in mind, keep her alive, Blade. Fucking hell, every opportunity, man, the guy tries to kill her.
Oh, no.
Every single time. School janitor comes out the cupboard, he just gets a bloody nose by Mr. Beastman.
Yeah, did you notice as well, like, when he's beating him, he's, like, punching him towards him. I think he hits him in the face with his hand. And then all of a sudden, the guy's literally the other way around, flying through the doors.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, then.
Hit him that hard, mate, spun around.
Yeah, he did. And then I noticed that Julie, though, did a what's it? Samurai Cop.
Oh?
Leave him alone!
Oh.
Leave him alone!
Just runs off.
Just runs off going,
Yeah,
leave
not
him
going to
alone!
help him or anything.
No, I'm not going to help him, but please just leave him alone. Well, yeah, you're right. When they come out of that portal, though, I did notice, like, obviously the portal wasn't there when they were filming, but maybe they were just like, right, you're coming out the portal, you just landed, and because they all come out and they're all like, and then they run off, like, one at a time. It's just like, fucking
Right.
shit acting.
Do you think Karg was done by, like, ADR?
What?
I think they call it ADR or something, where they do the voice afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so if someone normally like wearing a costume, you can't hear the audio, can they, when they're talking?
Yeah.
So they like dub it over later.
Yeah, I think
Right.
so. There seemed to be a lot of it.
Yeah. So I'm thinking the actors, obviously, Karg, he's meant to be like the leader and telling them where to go and stuff. But it seems like when they're filming the scene, the actor inside the costume of Karg is saying one thing running around, and then when it's dubbed, it's different.
Yeah.
So that's why it looks a little bit confusion, because the people are like going, right, I'm listening to this guy, what he's saying run over there. But then the ADR was saying run in the opposite direction. So they're running around like clueless.
It did
Does that make
seem a
sense?
lot. Yeah, I know what you mean. So like they've changed the direction in the post.
Yeah.
So he actually said something that was different to what he was actually saying when he was on the set.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I noticed there was a few times I noticed that Karg is saying something, but his mouth's not moving.
Oh, yeah. Animatronics wasn't used in that, was it?
Well, no, but I mean, like you're saying with the dubbing over,
Yeah.
it's like they've just added it in. But like if you watch closely, it's like there'll be times when he'll just be like, but in the film, it's like he's over there, but his mouth's not moving.
Yeah.
Very
And a lot
good
of
for-
times, well, when he's running around, especially in the high school scene, chasing Julie to the stage,
Yeah.
you just see his arms just waving around, like trying to tell everybody over this way, over this way. He's like, go get her, keep her alive. Says that quite a few times. But
Keep her alive. She might know where the key is.
yeah, so she runs underneath the stage. Blade jumps up, trying to keep her alive. Gets two swords out, starts stabbing the stage floor,
Yeah.
trying to get her.
Definitely didn't get the memo that he's
And
literally just
she
saying.
runs to the door to escape. He fires fucking arrows at her.
Yeah.
It's like,
She runs through.
yeah,
He's
come
like,
on,
oh,
mate.
I missed.
Come on, mate. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep it alive, are you? Trying to shoot with a crossbow as well as stab her with swords.
All I can think, right, is that during this battle at the beginning, that Skeletor lost all his good men, and that these three are just the best of what's left. Or four, should I say? These four are the best of what's left because
Well,
they're just idiots.
shit.
They're just absolute idiots. And what's with Karg as well, where he keeps going, "Come here, pretty. Come here, pretty. Hello,
He
pretty."
does.
And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Not so much, mate.
I know. Come on, Nancy. But yeah, and then they set the school on fire, don't they?
Yeah, so the school starts a fire somehow.
I can't even remember how they even set the school on fire, because literally you've got one job: chase the girl. I mean, this is how incompetent they are. They can't capture an unarmed teenager.
And within running 100 yards inside the school, they burnt it down.
They burnt the whole thing down.
Literally, they went through the portal, straight into the corridor next to where the gym was, which was the stage, and then went out the fire exit and they burnt the whole school down.
Yeah, and in that time, yeah, they burnt the whole place down.
When you put it that way.
Yeah. And these are the best that Skeletor's got. I'm not surprised he's so pissed off.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
They run through the back alleyway and they see Julie run through a door into like a junkyard of some sort, don't they?
Yeah, scrapyard for
Yeah.
some reason.
So Blade, being, competent, instead of
Yeah.
walking through the door that Julie did, he starts hacking at the fucking steel fence to get through. Mate, use the door.
Yeah.
He's 10 feet away.
Any excuse to use his swords, isn't it?
Yeah. So she starts running around screaming, and then He-Man, still wearing a thong and cape, hears Julie screaming for help. Oh, I know, it must be these bad people that are trying to look for me.
I know, and then she runs
Why
up
would he
to
know
her.
that?
Eh?
Why would he know
I
that?
had no idea. Because he's just walking down the street. Because
Yeah.
he's like walking down the street, he hears the scream, and he goes,
Must
maybe.
be people after me.
must be people after me. Maybe. Well, to be fair, he's not seen anyone else in the town at this point. Because there's no one else in the town.
Yeah, I get, yeah. So then Julie manages to bump into the half jacked up naked Swede in the
Why-
alleyway.
Why on earth, right? If you're running around, running away from people in the middle of the night, you're scared off your tits, you run into a junkyard and come across a half-naked man in a cape
With a
that's
mullet.
like 6'5" tall with a blonde mullet. Why would you run into him and not be even more scared of the creatures that are following you? You'd be like, dude, put some clothes on.
Exactly.
And he's like, I'm not going to hurt you.
He says, I'm not going to rape you. I think he promised.
I think you promise I ain't gonna rape you. I'm not here for no raping. And then, for some reason, picks her up,
Yes.
picks
Why?
her up like a baby, and carries her off.
Did something happen to her ankle or legs that we didn't see on the camera? Or is he just being a little bit noncy by caressing her in his chest?
I don't know, but she kind of, at the same time, she cuddles into him like she's nursing on his tit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a predator.
it's weird.
It's very weird, mate.
It is weird. And he puts Julie down, puts her down like a baby and goes, stay here, I'll take care of these. And that's like the last time he talks or something, because he only has like 4 lines in this thing.
He doesn't
And
say
then he
much.
gives Julie a gun and then starts fighting all the mercs. But again, he just so haphazardly fights them. I'm surprised, like, everyone in this realm that he's come from are just shit fighters. They all are. It just happens that He-Man is slightly better. Just slightly. But,
As well, when they're walking around to try and find each other,
yeah.
as well, like stealthily walking around or stood still. There's one scene where they're all stood still, hiding behind a box, listening out. And
Yeah.
you can hear like boxes or metal, like moving around. And every single character you zoom in on, I was like, just stood there. And then later on, you see Dolph like throwing a bar or something. It's like they've done the audio wrong again.
Probably.
Like done it too early for it.
I wouldn't be surprised because why would they even like they're like, we've got this town we're going to film in. Where's a good shooting location? Junkyard.
But weird though, because it's like in the middle of the town, the
I know.
junkyard thing. It's like an old marketplace or something.
It was weird as because on one scene, I think when they're walking through looking, there's cardboard boxes they've got Lazy Boy on them. But the cardboard boxes that are outside in the weather And it's like, why would you even be storing stuff outside in cardboard boxes?
True.
I know I'm being a bit pedantic there. And then the lizard guy, does at one point he just sharp nails, and it's like, is that their power? That
Yeah.
they just have sharp nails.
Oh, he's got a laser gun.
Oh, and a laser gun. But it's like, and it's like, that's your nails grow. That's kind of that's your power, is it, pal? All right. No worries. Good luck with that.
Yeah. He gets one up on the Predator dude, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He shoots him, has a sword fight with Blade, does him over. And then I was a little bit confused as well, because when they're fighting the scene again, it's just really, really poorly done with the camera and the director.
Yeah.
Because they're in a bit of a fight, but you don't have a clue who he's fighting. It just shows close up of his chest, and then somebody coming over having a fight, and then somebody else swinging. Then it'll be back to He-Man, then back to the Blade, then back to Predator dude.
It is. It's very haphazardly filmed and choreographed.
Yeah, and I was a bit confused, like who he's actually fighting.
Because I think at one point he kind of sneaks up on one of the stormtroopers, hits him with the sword, grabs the gun, but then it's like he's like this with the sword and this with the gun, and it's just like he doesn't know which one he's using. And he shoots. He's like hip firing at one and then hitting the other again, and it's just really weird.
Yeah, but
And
the
then-
gun he's using as well, it's like a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
It's like a 50 cal sniper rifle. It's that long in his arm.
That's what I mean. He's just like, yeah, he just use the sword, just pew 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 like a lightsaber, because you're doing that anyway.
Yeah.
And just focus on your sword play.
Yeah.
Or just put the sword down and use a rifle properly with two hands like it's supposed to, not just one-handed sniper rifle and a sword.
That's what it's like.
It was.
It's a great combination. You know what I mean? He gets a long distance and a short range.
Exactly. He's fucked if anyone just stays mid-range.
Yeah, it's like, shit, I can't quite get you.
If he's
Out
just
of reach of the sword, but you're too close for the sniper rifle.
yeah. That's it. Because the sniper rifle, I think, was longer than the sword.
It's fucking massive.
I know. It's like, if you're just in the right place, he can't get you. Step back a bit. No. Come here. No. Come closer. I want to get you.
Generally, right, we're not taking the piss out of this, right? The
This is what
sniper
happened.
rifle, right? We're not exaggerating. It was the size of him.
Yeah.
It was.
It was. And he's one-handed it, like I say, while carrying a sword. But it's just the way he kind of, it's like Dolph. Fair play to him. He's trying to make it work, but it's just not. And he just looks,
It's not
it's just
working.
like, yeah. It's random as hell. And then he fights the Blade guy, doesn't he? And Blade
Yeah.
goes, I've been waiting a long time for this. And then just gets, like, what? As soon as he loses one of his swords to him, it's kind of like, oh no, my whole thing's having two swords. I've only got one. I don't know how to do this.
He just disappears. I don't know what happens to him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on about. The fight scene is so confusing because he's having that fight between Blade and Predator. Then Karg tries to grab Julie, so he throws the sword, stopping Karg taking Julie.
Yeah.
And then the whole fight scene just stops.
He just stops you.
It's like, where's everybody gone?
Because the
You're
sword
in the
didn't-
middle of a fight a second ago.
Yeah, the sword didn't hit Karg, so
No.
like, and now he's not got the sword. He could just go, yeah, that was nice. I'm still gonna take her, because at this point he's still fighting Blade, so it's not like he's gonna throw the other sword at him, because then he won't have any weapons.
Yeah. He just runs off instead.
And then he just goes, all right, I'm out. But it's literally 4 mercenaries. I think they had a couple of goons with them as well, didn't they? And then versus He-Man and Julie.
Yeah.
Mid Julie.
And then the old age pensioner, Duncan, and Teela show up and start shooting from the alleyway with like just missing everything. And then straight away, squad start shouting like, retreat, screaming and running off.
Yeah, just because Duncan and Teela come or happen to come nearby. It's this crack mercenary squad. But at this point as well, like they're chasing Julie and they're trying to get Julie, but they don't know that Julie's got any involvement with it. For all they know, the janitor could have had the information they needed.
True, yeah.
Because it's not like they've seen Julie and the machine, and it's not like they stopped and had a conversation and said, have you seen this key-looking thing? This synthesizer, have you seen it? No, they're just assuming, oh, she might know what it is. But what about the janitor you just twatted back at the school and set on fire?
That's a really valid point.
Yeah.
That really is a good valid point.
So, like, you're chasing her for nothing. You're trying to get her for nothing. And yeah, you come across He-Man. But even that was a coincidence.
Yeah. Pure coincidence because you're just screaming.
Yeah.
If she didn't scream, you wouldn't have noticed.
But then in the next scene, you've got Duncan and Teela coming up and going, is everyone all right? And she's like, yeah. And then Teela's kind of giving him the look as if to say, oh, I see you found a side piece.
I noticed that.
Yeah. You're doing all right for yourself.
Yeah, you found some like little kid who's come straight out of a school.
Yeah. But I noticed he's took his cape off and give it to her.
Oh, he's
And I'm
cuddling her still as well.
Yeah. I'm like, if anyone's cold in this situation, it's fucking He-Man. I can see his nipples are hard. He's either turned on or cold. Give him his cape back.
He does come across as a proper child predator.
He does.
Because, like, say, even after that fight, he goes over to Julie, starts cuddling, and goes, "It's okay, Julie. You're safe now."
It's okay, just...
How does he know her name is Julie? She doesn't say, "Hi, my name's Julie" or anything.
Hello, my name is Julie. I'm being chased by these weird creatures. What's your name? He-Man, carry me.
Exactly. None of that.
No.
He just knows. He goes, "Come on, Julie, go with me." I was like, how do you know her name's Julie?
Yeah. And then Gwildor turns up in a bloody Cadillac or something.
Oh, my God.
And, like, somehow, while they've been fighting, he's managed to convert the Cadillac to run on, I don't know, nuclear power or something.
Yeah, because it's a bit like Back to the Future, isn't it?
Yeah, he pulls up and he's like, he's created a lever there and he's changed the engine and he's like, it used to run on hydrocarbons, but now it runs on whatever, 0 point energy, nuclear power. Like, dude, where did you get all the equipment for this? How? Just get the car, dude. We said find some transport. We didn't say go and redesign the car.
Yeah, pimp my ride.
Yeah, pimp
Literally,
my ride.
pimp my ride when he gets dressed later.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Oh, we'll come to that scene in a bit anyway. So Kevin's now arrived at Charlie's store, who knows everything about the gateway key, as it's a Japanese synthesizer. Not sympathizer, synthesizer.
Synthesizer. It's very sympathetic. But Charlie wants to buy it, even though he doesn't know what the hell it is. They're just assuming it's this. But it is a funny part. So while they're chatting, police and fire go past. And they're like, let's find out what it is. And pulls out the world's biggest radio. Pulls out the antenna. Did you see the size of that thing?
It looked like an old mobile phone, but it's about as big as like your desktop PC.
Yeah, it's like you pick up the desktop PC, pull up the aerial, let's tune it in. Oh, there's a fire going on at the school, and he's like, Julie's at the school.
And there happened to be they happened to tune into the exact point of when the dispatcher is saying what's happening.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was all silence before then, mate, when they're going out, unless it's on repeat. No, just saying there's a fire at the school, police and ambulance needed.
That is a very good point.
I mean,
good timing.
They do that in a lot of films, to be fair.
Good timing on behalf of Julie.
Yeah.
Charlie, even.
Back in the alleyway now, Dolphy's doing his Oscar-worthy acting.
Yeah.
He explains to Julie what the key looks like, and Julie tells He-Man that Kevin has the key and knows where it is. Dolph replies in a very, very, very dull, Molentine blank face, "He's in terrible danger. Let's go."
You have a boyfriend.
God damn it.
What do you think of men who wear this attire?
Honestly, his expression when he's saying, like, he's in terrible danger, let's go. He's like, terrible danger. Let's go.
Put a bit more emphasis on it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Kevin's going to die!
Kevin's going, God, if everyone's going to come in. Did I see like a little bat thing and some dude who's wearing skimpy underwear with one eye patch fighting you? Lasers and shit.
Mate. At this point, I'd be thinking that Kevin slipped me some drugs.
Yeah. Is that a rape?
I'm actually still back at the school just tweaking on the... He's fucked off to Charlie's 15 minutes while it kicks in.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Kevin now arrives back at the school.
Yes. And then the janitor's coming out on a stretcher and he's like, "Where's Julie? I left Julie here." And the cop, that's where we meet the copper in it. So the bald copper comes out and he's like, "I'm sorry, who are you? Why are you here? All we found was this bag and we sweep the place with dogs and there's no one here."
Yeah, did you notice the copper stood next to him just holding out the bag?
Yeah.
The only object they found from a burnt out high school. You know what I mean? The bags of cocaine have gone missing because the cops took them already.
No.
That Julie won't be needing that.
Yeah.
Bonus.
No, I'll have that. I'll have this. Oh. Hypno? Is this yours, mate? Nah. But no, I know what you mean. But why would he even let him past all the past and into the school anyway, into the foyer?
Oh yeah, it'd be cornered off, wouldn't it? The whole thing.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Just straight away.
Just
Kevin starts telling the copper he's got to do his job.
Now at this point, I was wondering, the reason I was thinking it might have been prom night that night is because if you look in the background, it looks like some people there that were kind of like in prom dresses and stuff, like they were waiting to go in.
Yeah, well, he was doing his audio checks, wasn't it? And it looked like banners as well over the top, but I didn't read what the banner said.
No, I know, but I didn't know whether he was doing a sound check and prom was, say, the next day or whether it was that night. But when all the police are outside and stuff like that, I think there's one couple outside that kind of looked like they were there to attend the prom or something. I might be wrong.
Right. I don't notice that bit.
But yeah, he basically says to the cop, and my girlfriend Julie was in there, and he's like, Julie, does she have a tendency to start fires? And it's like, no, not really. Then he's like, what does she look like, this Julie? And he's like, well, she's 5'5". Why are you writing it down? It's like, so we can remember it, you bellend. He's a copper.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, well, come with me. We're going to take a little ride. Like, where? This is literally the scene. Why are you taking me somewhere?
Yeah. Where did they drive to? Julie's house.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Did they have a warrant?
No. And he's like, this is everything. So they pull up at Julie's house, don't they?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, the lights are on. Oh, it's to discourage burglars. And they go inside, and then Julie decides to ring her own house.
Talk about coincidental.
I know. Why does Julie ring her own house? Why does she think that, of all places, Kevin would be at her house at that time?
Exactly.
I know she was right, but
just as he's broke into the house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's when the phone rings straight away.
Well, broke in. The front door wasn't even locked. He just let himself in.
Starts helping himself to the food as well,
I know. We're at Skeletor's crib, and they're discussing what to do about He-Man and that you can't kill him. But then the Mercs return, don't they? They're
yeah.
Like, oh, we were outnumbered. We were unsuccessful. And it's like, what? No, you weren't. You're lying little fibbers.
But they get caught out, don't they?
They do. He ends up killing the lizard. And he says, go back there, scout the place out. Once you've got it, send me a signal, and then I'll come through with an army. And it's like, why not just send your army now? You're setting them up to fail.
Or just leave them.
Or just leave them. Yeah, or just don't bother. You know he's there. Fuck him off. And then he's like, oh, I'll give you one more chance, but you're taking this bird with you. And then Evil Lynn's like, dude, Skeletor, man, what the fuck?
Where have I got to go?
Yeah. So Evil Lynn ends up having to go. And then that's when we're at Julie's house. She rings. And then he's pretending that it's not her on the phone when she rings the house because the copper's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the copper starts playing with the synthesizer. And he says to him, I don't think this is any synthesizer. How the fuck would you know, dude?
Yeah.
The music expert didn't even know what the fuck it was. He thought it was a Japanese synthesizer. But you, Mr. Baldy.
He just thinks it's like a terrorist weapon or some sort, doesn't he? Like sent from Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says it quite a few times, doesn't he? And then on the phone as well, she tells Kevin to wait there for her. She has so much to explain to him. For an example, I was molested by a half-naked, jacked-up Swedish guy, and a group dressed in a dodgy Halloween costumes tried to kill me with lasers.
Yeah. Not to mention I'm now with a father and daughter and some random dwarf. Some random gremlin.
How would you explain him?
I don't know. He's like something out of Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
But
Never-Ending Story. That's a good shout, that.
He's like, Labyrinth or something. And
yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely like that thing, isn't it? Labyrinth and that.
It's offensive in some way, but I don't know why. Really is. I feel like I look at him and every time he talks, I think, I feel like I should be offended by this in this day and age, but for some reason, I don't know why I'm offended by it.
They've done the guy dirty.
They are.
It's a dodgy outfit, isn't it?
It's dodgy.
Anyway, back at the scrapyard, Evil Lynn is now here with the rest of the henchmen, and she pulls out a little gadget, isn't it? And it can see exactly what happened in the previous time.
Yes.
So she starts scanning the area, and she sees basically it's only He-Man who's fighting him. He goes, I thought you said he was outnumbered.
Yeah.
One guy, some kid,
and
an old age pensioner.
She proper calls him out, doesn't she?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'll like if what's his name? Karg.
Yeah.
If Karg knew this technology existed at the time, you wouldn't be going back going, yeah, we were fucking outnumbered and shit, and then you definitely wouldn't be taking him to the scene. For her to just go, pass me the thing. You're so full of shit. I'd have killed him there, and then I said, you're the reason I'm here.
Yeah, shut up.
You literally went to fight He-Man and you couldn't do it.
Yeah. You went there to fight He-Man, you fought He-Man, you got outdone.
Yeah.
There's 5 of you against one guy.
She goes, maybe it was the native girl that turned the tide.
Cowering in the corner.
Yeah.
After being molested.
After she's just suckled on the nipple of He-Man.
They also have another gadget as well, don't they, where they can find where the key is, but just as Kevin turns on the microwave, it kind of blocks the signal, doesn't it? So she gets the stormtrooper to try and blow up the signal. I don't know how the hell that would work.
I don't know how that works either, because he says, there's something blocking it, and it turns out that Kevin's cooking chicken in the microwave. And it's like, I've never detected this kind of disturbance before. You've never detected microwave
Nope.
before. Literally, like, the cosmic background radiation is microwaves.
Yep.
It's like, and you've never detected it before.
But you've done space travel.
Yeah. But you're messing with portals and shit.
Yeah.
And you can literally zoom in onto Earth from wherever the hell you are, galaxy you are, but you don't know what microwaves are. All right, then. But then, how did he blow it up? He presses a little red button on the thing and he goes, destroy the disturbance. If you can do this and you can destroy signals and shit like that, why don't he just destroy the key as soon as it's activated?
Good point. Surely you'd be able to do the same, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, blow the key up. You wouldn't be able to use it.
Exactly. And then you get a little shot, a little horrible CGI shot of their, like, kind of, I don't know, milk float going through the sky.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's like a hovercraft, isn't it?
Yeah. It looks like if your milkman souped up his milk float, he goes across the sky. And it's like, well, good job there's no one in this town. Otherwise, everyone would be like, oh, look, a UFO.
Yeah, aliens are about.
Yeah. When they attack at Julie's house.
Yeah, luckily, though, the cop stole the key for himself.
Oh, yeah.
Just as Beastman blows through the door and knocks the fuck out of Kevin. But yet he only has a bloody nose.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Throws a towel at him.
Yeah. I think I'll be a bit more freaked out if the Yeti jumped through my fucking door.
I'd be pissed. Yeah, I would. I'd be pissed off as well if I was Julie, not because of like the door and stuff, but because that Kevin just decided to make himself something to eat and then put all the rubbish in my sink for some reason. He's there putting all the rubbish and everything into a sink, not the bin, the sink. Just as Beastman comes through the door, and all I was thinking was that really pisses me off, the insensitive bastard. Not that Beastman's just knocked the door down. That someone who I supposedly love can't even clean up after himself properly. And he broke my microwave.
Yeah, blew my microwave. It's quite a cool little collar she has, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a collar of truth or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to be. But I noticed Blade looked like he had a hard on when she used it. Because all of a sudden they become all like, their acting becomes all kind of sensual, and they put the collar on, and she's like, get the collar, and he's like, oh, kinky.
Have you seen the new episodes of The Boys?
Yeah.
Murder boner.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a murder
Like
boner.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Blade gets turned on by beating up little kids.
But she's there, like, she's there questioning him. And, like, Blade just sits down and he's like, it's just a face on him at the time. He just looks all kinky and sensual. And he's like, she's like, tell us what you know. And he's like, oh, yes. Tell us, Kevin. Tell us, Kevin.
Rubbing his nipples.
Just rubbing his nipples, yeah. Jesus. Oh.
Again, perfect timing. As the little hovercraft goes away, non-party turn up to rescue Kevin.
Why did he leave him alive? And do none of the neighbours see the army outside the house?
True.
You know, all the neighbours just in bed at this point.
I think they're used to people's houses getting doors kicked through and stuff blowing up.
Fuck knows. It's like, oh, it's that weird people that go on holiday last minute in the planes. It's like, what are they doing now? Oh, God.
Daughter's having a house party.
Literally, the milk float must come down. Load of commotion. They look outside. Imagine looking outside your curtains like, there's a milk float outside with a load of stormtrooper-looking motherfuckers dressed in black. They knocked the door down at the weird girl's house.
You got a good point, though, mate.
There's
Nobody
no
comes
one
out, checks.
No.
It's like,
No.
what's going on?
And why would... Are these collars, are they just cheap to come by or something? Because they just leave him with the collar on.
Just leave it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sure them things cost money.
I was about to say you probably can't get them back off again, but they take it off really easy, don't they?
They do.
They just come over and go, oh yeah, that's all right. Some clip.
Like, either kill him Or at least take the collar back. No, don't you? We won't leave it on him.
No. And as everybody come rushing in,
Yeah.
have they took the collar off or not?
Oh no! So as they're talking to him and they're like, "Oh, Kevin, are you okay?" And he's like, "They've been here. They're looking for the key." And I think Duncan's trying to pick the lock on the collar.
Yeah, that's it. 'Cause it's when
They
the
get it
collar
off.
comes off, he then freaks out, doesn't he?
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
goes, "These are my friends."
Yeah.
And it's like,
Picks up a chair,
friends.
Taylor again, shoots it with
Yeah.
laser gun. It's like, that's a bit over the top, isn't it?
Fucking trigger happy, isn't she?
I told you.
Just say, calm down, Kevin. Yeah, don't antagonize the situation by start shooting shit with laser guns.
Yeah. Freaks
I
out at Gwildor dressed up like a pimp.
Oh no! Yeah, he
Like,
comes
whoa,
out in women's
what's
clothes, doesn't he? Yeah. Oh Jesus! He does look like a full-on pimp. It's like, come on, love, we're gonna put you on corner and find us a key. It's like, gee, you could be my bottom bitch. It's like, fucking hell. So, and then he's like, I'll show you how to get to the mall. And it's like, all right then. So we're going Charlie's house, are we?
Yeah.
Charlie's gaff.
Yeah, back at
But
Charlie's
I just love
again.
that though when she's like, Kevin, no, these are my friends. Like, you've known them 5 minutes, not your friends.
Generally. Like you say, what's it called? That syndrome where you get with your captives.
Oh, Stockholm.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yes.
It's that.
Yeah.
Been molested by him. And she's like, oh, best friends now.
I lost my virginity to He-Man.
He-Man's like, what we did in the alleyway was, a one-night thing.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
strings attached.
Don't get clingy now.
Don't make it clingy onto me.
Don't get clingy.
She gets very clingy.
You don't want to end up like Skeletor. Dude.
In the
Well-
proteins.
Julie,
Anyways.
you look like you need some gains suck on this. But fucking, they go to the music shop then. They go back to Charlie's.
Yep.
Because they think the copper's going to be taking the synthesizer, the key there, don't they? Which he does. So they arrive outside the shop and the copper's like, who the fuck is this circus freak? Imagine that.
Yeah.
Them all turning up.
Just on that note,
Yeah.
so if you was a policeman,
Yeah.
right, and you thought this was a Russian weapon, would you take it to a music shop?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Because earlier on he says that's the other thing as well, right? He says to him, I'm gonna go back to the station, put this in the computer and find out what it is. What exactly are you gonna put into the computer there?
Yeah.
What
It's got
exactly?
USB. It's a floppy disk at that time, actually.
Well, yeah, there was no
USBs weren't
USBs.
invented.
It wasn't. No, so it's like, what, you're gonna look this up on the computer. There's no internet. What exactly are you gonna be searching for? How would you describe it?
Oh my
Missing
God.
synthesizer.
That's before the internet.
Yeah.
Shit.
I know, right?
This film is older than the internet.
Yeah. Well, the internet, the public internet, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What year did the internet come out for public?
It was around
94?
Yeah, it was around mid-90s, yeah.
Yeah,
Because it was
94,
used before
95.
by military with, I think it was DARPA and all that shit.
Wow, I
Yeah.
feel old.
You are old, mate.
Where are we up to?
I don't know. They just arrived at the music shop.
Yeah.
They just pulled up in the car outside the music shop and the pimp, the half-dressed blonde guy with the mullet and sword in his back, two father and son soldiers, Julie and Kevin, all get out of the car. And the cop is just like, the fuck? Have I just been spiked? And then they walk
Yes.
up to him and he's like, he pulls out his gun. He's like, Blondie, tell me what's going on here. There's some kind of fancy dress party. Again, there's no one in the town.
No. But they managed to get there before Evil Lynn, and they managed to set themselves up like a little barrier, didn't they, to hide behind, using keyboards and drums because they're laser proof.
Oh, yeah. Apparently so, yeah.
Apparently so, yeah. They have a little bit of a shootout, and whilst they're in the back room, we've got Julie, the cop, Kevin, and Gwildor, haven't we?
Yeah.
So they're arguing between each other, and then Julie looks out the window, sees a dead mum. So she runs off down the alleyway.
How long do you think Eva Lynn was just stood pretending to be a mum in the alleyway before Julie noticed? Think she was like either throwing rocks at the window or she was going, Cooey, Julie, Cooey.
Just stood there for ages, like, she's not looking.
She's like, guys, you assault the music shop. I'm just going to go stand down this alley for a minute just in case she happens to look out the window at some point.
Luckily, there's no homeless bums on crack.
Exactly. Luckily.
Imagine she got mugged. She's like, they're waiting. She's waiting to get Julie. So Kraken comes running over. Give me that handbag. Shanks her.
Imagine Julie looks out the window to just see her mum fighting with some hobo. It's like, Julie, it's me. Get off me. Get off. I've not got any crack. I've not got any money. Get off my bag. Julie, it's me, mum. No. Get off.
Very lucky.
Luckily, because there's no one in the town.
No, that's it. Even homeless people are sorted.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, but I do wonder how long she was stood outside in that alleyway, though. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's too warm.
The other thing as well
29 degrees again.
Oh, no. When they're in that music shop as well, it just shows how bad the stormtroopers are, because the music shop's not that big.
No, it's tiny.
It's tiny. Yeah. It must be like shooting fish in a barrel, really, for the stormtroopers, and they can't even do that because it's not like there's much room for them to maneuver.
It's 4 foot.
You could send 4 men in that way to keep them busy, while 2 men go around the other side and shoot them in the back.
I'll throw a hand grenade in.
Yeah, or
they would have done the whole fucking
or throw a
building out.
bomb, or do something.
And then it breaks the key at the same time.
Yeah,
job's done.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So while they're fighting, they're all in the back anyway. What's her face? Teela comes out to help her dad and He-Man finally.
Yep.
This is when she says the woman in arms fucking thing. And he's like, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, good one. Julie then comes back in after the copper and Kevin and all them have had a little fight over him trying to get the gun back and what have you. And then she comes in and she goes, Kevin, you won't believe it. You won't believe it. And he's like, what? There's a bomb in the alleyway? What? Getting hand jobbed by your mum? She's like, how did you know? No. Anyway, so she runs in, grabs the key and runs off. And it's like, how stupid is this girl got to be? Your parents are dead, look.
Especially the excuse that Evil Lynn gives her. Sorry, we had to go away. We've had really important secret work to do.
With your friends.
That's your best thing you could come up with.
No, it's a secret.
Not the fact of the plane crashed, but however, we managed to survive for a few days and we've just been brought back.
With everything you've seen so far that night, you'd be thinking, this is coincidental. People from space, aliens, mad, weird creatures, and yet somehow my mum's here? All right, then.
It creates a combination, isn't it?
I'd have gone back in and gone, guys, can I have a word? Gwildor, quick word, mate. My mum's outside, and she's been dead for like an hour. Is this normal? Where you come from, is this like normal? She says she works with you guys, and she wants me to grab the key. They'd be like, and at that point, he would have gone, no, it's Evil Lynn. And then that whole section just would have been sorted.
That voice one.
No.
And then to top it off, as Evil Lynn is running off, He-Man and crew run out into the alleyway, and then they have a shootout with some more stormtroopers. And they hide behind cardboard boxes.
Lasers can't get through cardboard.
Well-known
fact.
No. But again, with the lasers, with the CGI, whilst they're having a shootout inside, the lasers are going through people.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
The lasers are just mad in this. They said, right, you're in charge, you're putting lasers in. He's like, put one there, put one there, put one there, put the fuck it. Oh, and then they all fuck off. The copper takes the shotgun off Charlie. He says, you must have a gun here. Gives him a shotgun. Randomly.
America.
And then he runs out of the shop, doesn't he? And there's 3 stormtroopers walking off, and he goes, hey, you! And they turn around and try and shoot him with lasers. I'm like, dude, what?
Don't they blow the car up?
Yeah. They blow the car up, he hides behind.
Yeah, so they blow a car up, but they can't go through a cardboard box.
Cardboard, yeah. They can blow cars up, yeah. Maybe they just have to turn the setting up.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe they're just shooting on low mode.
Or what it could be, Die Hard 2. Firing blanks. Got switched it over, haven't they?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean.
And then, now they have the key. Skeletor arrives.
This bit is hilarious.
There's no one in the fucking town.
What are the hoverboards about?
Oh my God.
We get 3 or 4 guys, don't we, flying around with, it looks like a manhole cover flying around.
It does. It's like they're stood on a manhole cover that defies gravity. What did they call them now? Flying centaurs?
I don't know.
Centaurians. Flying centaurians or gravity centaurians?
Anyway, I don't know. It's like a hoverboard, wasn't it? So they're flying around. Then He-Man manages to take one of them out, jumps onto it, starts flying around. The CGI on this bit is on point.
Yeah, But when he does that though, when they're running from them down the alleyway, they're like, the guys are up there flying in the air. So where should we go to? I know, the roof.
Yeah, the rooftop.
But did you see his sword fall off?
Yes.
When
he's trying to get inside the alleyway, it falls off.
Run to the roof, and he's doing everyone in, and then he runs in, and his sword literally just falls off the back of it.
I did notice that.
Yeah, you'd have reshot that scene, wouldn't you? It didn't look like it was a particularly hard scene to have reshot.
No, it's like, Dolph, you fucked up again. Take 15. Unless he's just gone, you know what, just roll with it.
Yeah,
this guy's an imbecile. He keeps dropping his guns, keeps throwing his sword around everywhere. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
We keep telling him to jump out of the way because the laser's coming at him, but he just runs on forward, so the laser's going through him instead.
Oh.
Try to do some acting, Dolph.
I know, right? This is why we're giving you no lines.
Yeah. So he gets hold of one of the hoverboard.
He does.
Starts flying around, circles around Evil Lynn, manages to grapple hook the bloody key, then flies off. It's on point, isn't it?
It is on point.
It is. It just moves around. It's like PowerPoint presentation.
He's just dead still on it as well, isn't he? And then He-Man gets shot in the arm, and so as he's going towards the guy's shooting at him, and he's just dodging left and right.
He does. Bit of a bob and weave.
Bob and weave.
Skeletor now, with his silent hovercraft, just appears behind them. Yeah, nobody notices.
No.
Some giant fucking hovercraft, like loads of people around. He just pops up behind them. And as He-Man, so in a way, Skeletor saves Julie. I don't know if you've not noticed this bit, but as Julie's like running across the rooftop, He-Man comes flying over the top, and he's just about to clear her out.
Right.
So what Skeletor does was like shoots Julie in the leg, so she falls over and goes underneath the hovercraft.
Well, he gives Julie AIDS, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he gets that as well. That's kind of like the the aftermath of it.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't notice that he nearly took her out.
Yeah.
The
He-Man
Skeletor
literally goes to plow into her head. And Skeletor's like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, knocks her legs, takes the legs out, so she goes underneath.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Nice one, Skeletor.
Yeah, helps her out in the end.
I know. Mate, and then they start one at a time fighting with bloody He-Man, don't they? Well, did you notice one of the guys fall over?
Yeah.
When the two guys are holding him and he goes to run forward and trips over one of the guys on the floor.
Like some 80-year-old pensioner.
It was.
He-Man whips out a sword, goes into berserker mode, starts slashing around 50 men with ease.
Yeah.
Skeletor loses his shit at He-Man for having a paddy. Tells everyone to surrender the sword or he'll kill everybody. And then, as He-Man walks away in handcuffs, tells those men, have a good journey.
Yeah, good journey.
Have a good journey, guys.
Yeah.
You about to be killed now and that lot. I mean,
see you later.
Handcuffs. Off I go.
And then Skeletor's like, if I killed him, he won't come with me anymore. Leave them alive. Okay then. Or you've kind of got him in cuffs now. Just kill him anyway and take him with you.
Again, this is one of the scenes where you can tell the actor, he just looks fed up.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't be arsed dealing with all this shit. He's just take him away, will you? Just take him away. Leave them. Just leave him alone. They've not done anything. Just leave him.
Just take him over there. Come on, just get rid of him. Jesus. Let's get him back and get him whipped.
Yeah, let's get him whipped.
Let's get me protein back. And then the policeman's gathered up a load of other policemen and now looking for the gang. And for some reason, all I can think is that Charlie's shop must have repaired itself and stuff because they're like, I thought you said there was aliens in about and all this shit's gone on, but you think you'd take him straight to Charlie's shop and say,
yes.
Well, look, there's all these dead stormtroopers about and all stuff like that, but no, he doesn't. They're just supposed to take his word.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Did they take the dead back with them?
I don't know.
I think they must have.
They must do. They must just take them and put them, if they're robots, they might just put them back into repair. It might be expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be, yeah.
But then we're back with the gang, aren't we? And then they start looking at Julie's leg. And he goes, oh, this is what Skeletor does. He slaps his cock on you and then gives you gonorrhea. So she's got gonorrhea with the leg.
Yeah, it's proper green, isn't it?
You notice what he's doing, though?
What?
Right, so he's like, they're looking at the leg and it's all green and bubbly and stuff like that. And they're next to a little fountain. So he gets a cloth, dips it into dirty fountain water.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Rinses it off and puts it on a leg. And I'm like, I'm sure that's not going to help.
Well, it's not infected enough. So, let's get some dirty water on a dirty handkerchief that you found on the floor.
Yeah. let's just put some fountain water on it. You never know. And they're like, only the sorcerer can help heal a leg. Well, that's convenient.
Oh, very convenient, mate.
Oh.
And it turns out even more convenient. Guildo tells Kevin that the tones have been erased from the key and no longer work. But Kevin is a master musician who figures out the tones for the gate when he wasn't there in the first place.
Yeah.
To go through the portal, but yet knows exactly what the sound is like to get back.
And he's like, oh, the tones that played that one time I used it. Oh, yeah, it went something like do, do, do. And then all of a sudden a speaker behind him starts playing music.
Which again, Teela?
Yeah, shoots it. Well, why did it start playing music in the first place?
I don't know. It's trying to put him off.
I know.
Because I'm a music master.
We already know there's no one in the pissing town. And who were they playing music for late at night on the speaker? And why wasn't it playing a minute ago?
That's a good point.
Just
it's for the script. Right.
And then he goes, oh, Kevin, you're a song master and all stuff like that. So he says, oh, well, we need something to. And then Kevin goes, oh, no, I'm a piece of shit. You know what? Let's give up. So everyone gives him a little speech.
It's the old trope, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Duncan's like, oh, you can do this, man. You're amazing. If you do it, Teela will suck your dick. Or we'll convince Julie to like give you a hand job or something before she leaves. And he's like, all right, I'll do it. So he goes, we need a keyboard. I'll go back to Charlie's shop and get one. And at this point, I was thinking, Charlie's shop was literally destroyed. Where are you gonna
blew up?
If you find a keyboard in there, I'll plat fucking jam. Anyway, he finds a fucking keyboard.
One.
So I better start platting.
Back at Castle Grayskull, Mullet and Skeletor have arrived at the throne room.
Yeah.
The sorceress has been.
What? How long have they been gone?
I don't know, because she's about 65.
Yeah, she comes back and she looks like a fucking scrotum.
That's it. I was about to say she's been aged quite a bit.
Yeah, she's gone full mirror.
Mirror mode.
She's enabled mirror mode.
So it turns out He-Man's sword acts as a key card for Skeletor's throne.
Is that all he wanted? Is a sword or something?
I think that's why he's had to go back and get him.
I wish he'd just.
Now, actually, we're like, just leave him. Just leave him in the room. He's like, well, you can't leave him because he needs to take the sword so we can get the power from Castle Grayskull.
Do you know what? Most weeks we complain that films over-explain stuff, but then when they don't, we're sat here going, they've not explained fuck all.
True. We just didn't pay attention.
Oh,
4 times.
I don't remember him ever mentioning. Because surely he could have just said, kill He-Man, bring the sword back.
Well, the thing is, they didn't mention anything about it, though. They didn't tell you you needed the sword.
No.
He just placed it down into some key card.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he just slots into a key card into his throne. And then they start whipping him.
Yeah.
Which is really kinky. So he finally gets his whipping because he wants He-Man to kneel. He's like, get into the position. And he's like, no, whip him. Get into the position. And he's like that, stood there with his dick out, just
get on your knees.
Get on your knees, boy.
He's obsessed with He-Man getting on his knees.
He is.
He really, really is.
Jilted lover, mate. That's what it is.
You
sucked me dry.
I've got more proteins for you, He-Man.
Oh, jeez. And then we back on Earth. Gwildor manages to get the key rigged up.
Yep.
Julie and Kevin have a little moment. I love you, Kevin. As the copper turns up.
Yep. FaceTime call by Skeletor telling the world that he's in charge.
Oh, yeah.
He's now absorbing the Grayskull.
Yeah. So all this, right? All this just so Skeletor get a new outfit and a new hat. Because he looks into the sky, does whatever he does, and then turns around looking like fucking Elton John.
Yeah, like an Aztec.
Yeah, I'm an Aztec warrior.
That's pretty much it, really, yeah.
Yeah, that's all he does. He gets a golden hat. He's like, well done, you've completed level 15. Here's a new outfit.
And then his first thing he does, he tells everybody to bow down.
Yeah.
Everybody again, bow down before me.
I'm the master of the universe. Everyone bow down. And it's like, dude, if they weren't bowing down before, they're definitely not going to now. You dress like fucking Elton John. Space Elton John.
Yep. Mullet Man is now down on his knees, about to give Skeletor some head when the crew turn up through the portal.
You know what I've wrote on my notes on that bit, though? Like, doing his PSA, I've just put, my God, he likes to chat shit. Just shut the fuck up.
He does.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I just said Mullet Man is now on his knees, about to give Skeletor some head when the crew all turn up. Skeletor starts to zap his own men instead of hitting He-Man as the chaos erupts. Did you see that?
Yeah, the whole final battle is just ridiculous.
Yep. The cop goes full Rambo mode with his shotgun, whilst He-Man throws stormtroopers around like Arnie in Kindergarten Cop. Using the power of his mullet, He-Man runs over through seriously bad CGI, running through lasers to try and get to Skeletor.
Is this the part where he's like swinging on curtains and shit?
Yeah, lasers are just going through him.
I know. He could just stop, stand still, and just be like, stand there for 10 minutes and have a quick break. Probably just chatting to Skeletor. So what you been up to, mate? How's your mum? And like, just
say the phrase.
One.
You do it.
Oh, and then when he gets the sword.
Yeah.
I have the power
Of Monster.
Something like that.
Eric's dead.
Yeah.
Do you have a little bit of a sword fight? I thought it was all right.
Just going back, just a little thing. Do you know when they managed to get his portal working and they come back? Why does the whole street come with them? Why does he not just make a portal like he did last time? Literally, the wall that they were stood by the building came back with them.
Yeah, it was like a little section of where they were, wasn't it?
So back on Earth, that building's collapsed now, is it?
Yeah, and half a car.
Yeah. And
Just the front end.
Just the front end. Sorry, I just wanted to mention that because even the wall came back.
No, you're right. You're right. So He-Man and Skeletor have a little bit of a sword fight.
Yes.
And they hit each other that hard and knocks the studio lights off.
Did it?
Yeah, did you not notice? It went black.
No.
It just went dark. Like someone turned the lights off when they started having a sword fight. But I think the reason why they did this is because of the height difference between the original actor and the actor who plays Blade.
Right.
Because he's now in costume instead.
Yeah.
So if he's a little bit smaller, because he's quite a tall guy, isn't he?
Dolph, yeah.
Yeah, no, not Dolph, the other dude.
The Frank.
Yeah.
The guy playing Skeletor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's quite a tall dude. He's seen him in Junior.
In Junior, yeah.
So I think for the height difference, if they make the studio dark when they're fighting, you won't notice it as much.
I noticed, so going back to Star Wars references, he dies very much like Palpatine at the end of Return of the Jedi.
He does.
When he gets thrown down a shaft.
Yep, very much so.
Pretty much exactly the same.
I put that. I was waiting for Skeletor to turn around and say, I am your father. Just as he knocks him off.
Just as he knocks him off. I didn't notice the background.
I didn't notice that. Until you did that, I looked at the side. I was like, yeah, man, you just jerked Dolph off.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And all good is restored to the planet as He-Man gets his mullet redone. Did you notice? He's been down to the hairdresser's, mate, got his perm redone on his mullet. Because he was a sweaty mess 30 seconds earlier.
Do you know who could benefit from this power of the universe?
Yep.
He-Man. Because at least it'll give him clothes and a new hat.
Yeah, they need a good tailor.
He does. But this end bit pissed me off a bit.
Yeah.
So it's all happy, back to normal. The sorceress back on her throne or whatever. And then the teacher, not the teacher, I was about to call him the teacher because he's the teacher, the copper.
Yeah.
The copper decides he's going to stay because he's managed to pull.
Yeah. Very quickly.
Very quickly. They're all like, oh, I'm going to miss you. I wish we could stay. You've known each other literally an hour. You spent one night together. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I want to stay in this realm. And then
Julie's even kissing Gwildor.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you. And he's like, here, you can have this like little marble so you can see us anytime you want.
No, it's fucking random. And then as they're about to go through the portal, he says, oh, I'll send you back to where we got you from and all this shit. And then he's like, he mentions a comment about being able to send her back through time. And she goes, oh, actually, Gwildor, just as they go through the portal. And then it turns out he sent them back in time.
Yep.
Now, this fucks the whole fucking film up here.
Right, okay.
This is where my rant begins.
Yes, exactly. So Julie wakes up back in her bedroom wearing her grandma's nightdress, realising the whole thing was nothing but a dream. She runs downstairs. Her parents are zombies walking around the house as they come back to life. She begs them not to get into the plane and steals the keys, and she wants to go to the beach now for the day. And as she comes outside, Kevin is running down the street.
Yep.
How does Kevin know her parents are alive?
Well, they both remember. They both remember what's happened. But I know what you mean.
No, because Kevin's not seen the mum and dad. He's not been to the house. He's running down the street.
I don't... Yeah, that is a good
He's
question.
like, oh, your parents are back alive. He's like, how do you know? You've not been to the house yet.
Because he's not like he would have just been able to check his smartphone in 1987 and see that it was like a week before.
No.
So, yeah, that's a good shout. But he comes to find Julie.
But then another question as well, because they've now gone back in time. If any babies were born in that time period, like they...
Not just that,
Not
the
there.
whole fucking thing, like it literally fucks up everything. Because first of all, if there's time travel involved, then why didn't, when dickhead's doing his little time travel shit anyway, doing his portals anyway, why didn't he just send them back in time before they captured the sorceress or before the
Grayskull got
the
took
Grey
over.
Skull and all stuff like that? So why couldn't he have done that in the first place, right? The other thing as well is, when did Gwildor and Julie ever even have this conversation about the parents dying? They must
True.
have done it off camera or something.
True.
The other thing as well is the whole reason they find the key in the first place in the timeline is because they go to the cemetery to see her parents, where the key happens to be. So in that instance, now if the parents don't die, they're never going to go to the cemetery in the future to find the key to be able to go through all this. Not to mention, they would never have met them and stuff. So the whole thing just the only way it could be is if they're now on a separate timeline.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. Which means they're technically in a multiverse.
Yeah.
There's another Kevin getting about, and there's another Julie getting about.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the whole thing, why throw time travel into it? Why bring her parents back at the end?
Well, because she's still going to leave Kevin anyway.
Yeah. Do you think Kevin maybe had a word with Gwildor and said, look, this bitch is going to leave me. Can you send me back like a week before so we can save her parents?
Possibly.
Yeah.
But-
Fuck knows.
What happens if they die on the way to the beach instead?
Exactly.
Final destination shit.
Yeah, maybe.
Death's coming for them.
Yeah, how do you think they get to the beach? Because for some reason they fly everywhere.
They fly. Anyways, a little cutscene to Mullet Man with his big sword. I have the power.
I have the power.
End the credits.
Film's over. So just to summarise a bit, right? Can you stop clapping now, please? Right.
It was a good one.
So just to summarise on this.
Yeah.
This film is shit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If anything, I'd say the problem with it is that it's boring.
Yeah.
There's not really much going on in it at all.
There's not much story. There's not much dialogue.
no
There's
story.
no
The
depth.
fight scenes. The guy literally has a big sword, and the sword plays shit. The gun plays shit. All the enemies and the mercenaries and everything are just a joke.
Yep.
It could have been done so much better. It could have been. Surely it could have been.
Just felt it was all rushed. Like the
Did feel
scripts
like
must
it
have
was
been
rushed.
rushed.
Yeah. It was like they were just trying to capitalize on He-Man at the time, which is probably what's happened. But why they never just went and based it on the cartoon that the kids knew, and that actually had a story and a background and a bit more
So,
lore to it, yeah. Instead, they went to go... Well, I suppose, what do you expect when you're making a film based on toys? It's just... I don't
Toy
know.
Soldier was better.
Toy Soldiers is much better, yeah. From what I can remember. Is that on our list?
I think it might be, actually.
Is that the one with Tommy Lee Jones?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing that in the cinema. Oh yeah, it was just a really boring film, to be honest.
Click quiz.
Yeah. Go on.
Results. Let's get it on.
I should be in New York covering the Sharon Stone stalker, but who knew? You look awfully young to be a police officer.
I'm 25 years old.
In a demographic study, I proved to be most popular amongst males 11 to 24. I guess I just missed you. Of course, you don't look a day over 12, except in that upper torso area. Does the force require you to work out?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, out of context, that could sound pretty wrong.
Yeah. Is that Scream?
It is Scream.
I was going to say, because it sounds like David Arquette, who later on she married him, didn't she?
Did. She likes kids.
Does like kids.
Body of a 12-year-old. Let's get married.
Well, I got it right anyway. If you got it right, give yourself a round of applause.
Right. awards.
Yeah.
So each week we give out an award for the films that we currently review. We give out the best actor, worst actor, best character, worst character, hot babe award, 3 things you liked about the film, and your personal rating out of 10. If you've got to play along, let us know down below in the comments. Also, on our YouTube channel, on a community page, we will put up the film that we're going to be recording next. If you want to put your awards on there as well, you can do, and we'll read them out as well when we do the recording.
Yeah. So you can also email us on 6andbelowpodcast@gmail.com.
That's right.
Aye. So, awards.
Best actor,
Yeah.
a.k.a.
King Kong.
Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Oh. Who's yours?
I've gone for Skeletor.
So have I.
Have you?
Yeah. I know he was overacting and shit, but he was probably the best of a bad bunch. And considering he had all that shit on his face and he'd been sucked dry by He-Man, he didn't do too bad.
You've done all right.
He maybe could have just done a bit less monologuing.
Yeah. I was originally going to put Courtney Cox, to be fair.
Was you?
Yeah, she wasn't actually too bad, to be fair.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. No. Well, yeah, go on.
Worst actor?
Yeah, the Steven Seagal Award. Golden Seagull.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent. To the blood bank.
Right. Golden Seagull Award by the man himself.
Now, this was hard. Right. Only because there were so many bad actors. And some of them had the moments and went back to being bad acting and so on.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose it on who disappointed me the most, Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair play. Everybody has their
I
own...
was going to pick one of the
There's no
goons
wrong
and
answers
stuff.
here, guys.
Well, you say that, you dickhead. No, right. My reason for it is because I was going to pick one of like the goons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But while you've got that much shit on your face and stuff like that, I imagine it's probably hard to try and portray good acting other than, because what can you really do? You can't show any facial expressions and stuff like that. But it was just, the thing that put me off was some of the scenes where like she was scared and she'd grab her hair and do that whole...
True. True.
As soon as she did that, I was like, no.
Do you reckon that was the director pushing it, though?
Possibly. It could have been, but the fact that she did it, and I thought there's better ways of looking scared than going back to the 1950s, I don't know, bloody woman
Shining.
Yeah, or, or something like The Shining or something from Hitchcock's The Birds, and it's like, don't do it.
Yeah, it's Psycho and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my reasons why.
True. Good point. Good point.
Who did you go for?
I've gone for Blade.
Did you?
Yeah, the guy didn't have a clue what he was doing.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
I want her alive. Okay, I'll try and stab her and shoot her with a crossbow, and they'll just run around like headless chicken.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best character. Same again.
Controversially, I've gone for Gwildor.
Oh, have you?
And I don't know why.
I thought he was annoying.
I did my notes about a week ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know why I picked him at the time because I kind of regret it now. Who's your best character?
I've gone for Skeletor.
Have you?
Yeah. I quite liked him as a character.
To be honest, I'd have probably put Skeletor now.
Got to change it?
No, I'll stick with Gwildor.
Okay.
I think on one of my 4 watches, I might have liked him. You know what? I watched this film 4 times in the past week or so. Only because I was hoping that at one point I was going to watch it and figure out something that I had missed to make the whole thing better, and it just never happened.
No. I watched it. This is why I struggled a little bit today. Right, I'm not going to lie. I struggled a little bit trying to do this, right? Because I couldn't fucking remember half of it. Because originally we was meant to film this session last week, wasn't we?
Yeah.
But we couldn't do it due to circumstances. So I watched it about 2.5 weeks ago. Because I got a little bit early, didn't I? Watched it a bit ahead of time. So I watched it and then done all my notes, got everything sorted out. And then I watched it start of last week, so like Monday last week. I started to watch it. Then I got about halfway through. And then I watched the back half of it about a week ago.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't bring myself to watch it a third time.
Yeah, see, I watched it like 3 times last week, and then, like you say, we were supposed to record last week, and we didn't. And then today, this morning, before I came here, I decided to give it another watch, so that's why I was a bit fresher on it. So it was actually 4 times. So, like I say, each time I was hoping,
4 times.
I was hoping each time that it was because at one point I even watched it, like I mentioned earlier, with subtitles on in case there was some part of the dialogue that I missed. That would just fill in parts of the story that I felt were missing, and it was just there was nothing there. There was no proper story. There was nothing. It was to be honest, I found the film boring.
Yeah,
More than anything, it was just boring.
it was. Anyway, let's get on to the awards before
Worst
we give
character?
the rest about. Pardon?
Worst character?
I've gone for Beastman.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've put future Dolph, so I'm assuming I mean Garg.
Who?
What's that fucking horrible thing that I kept saying looked like Dolph nowadays?
Garg, yeah.
Garg. I
Yeah.
put future Dolph.
You don't know what you put on your notes.
I know. I wrote it a week ago thinking I was being funny, and then I look back and I'm like, nah.
I've not through half of my notes.
Yeah.
I've been reading my notes and I'm flicking through them thinking,
What the fuck?
why have I written that? I swear that sounded better in my head when I was writing it down.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why I've stumbled so much as well. And the thing as well, because we're using the Apple Macs, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right. When you're typing on the Mac sometimes, like, for example, if I put Skeletor, it'll come up red, but it auto change. It's like skateboarder or some shit. So I'm reading it from him like, skateboarder has gone over there doing this. I'm like, what?
Skateboarder has gone over to Caesar
Yeah.
and said this.
Yeah. To remind myself what I need to do in future, brief read my notes.
Yeah. Especially if it's been so long since your last watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I taught myself a lesson with this.
Yeah.
Hot Babe Award.
Are we not doing three things? Oh, Heart Babe. Tila.
Yeah, Tila. I've gone for that as well.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Credit where credit's due. She was all right.
Yeah, she was all right. Considering what they dressed her in, she was all right, yeah.
That hair was a bit all over the place.
Oh, it was. It was very 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, she kind of reminded me of the other band Van Halen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you've ruined it for me now.
Jump. Woo.
Yeah. Oh, fucking three things. I can
Yes.
only write one.
Okay. Do you want me to go first, or you?
I'll go first. So my three things. The one thing I actually picked was I quite like the set design.
I put that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the good old visuals of the effects that they did and the props.
He put effort into Skeletor's lair.
Yeah.
Everything else is a bit.
So saying this to Leanne as well when we watched it. Well, the first half anyway, because she got
Yeah.
bored, so we just watched the first half. True story. And I was saying to her, one thing I do like about watching the older films is that the set is done properly.
Yeah.
The props, etc. They put effort into it. Where if it was this day and age, it would just be blue screen on a green warehouse.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? A blue or green screen in a warehouse.
It would. It'd all just be CGI, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like they don't do car crashes anymore.
No. It was like, what was it you were saying the other week with was it Footloose? Where they couldn't even do punches properly.
Oh,
Was that new
Roadhouse.
Footloose? Roadhouse. What did I call it?
Footloose. Oh, Kevin Bacon dancing around. You got CGI his legs to the feet dance. Footloose. We can't dance, we gotta do CGI. Footloose.
I was wondering why you were looking at me so confused.
I was like, what?
Footloose. Roadhouse, yeah.
Yeah.
With Jake Gyllenhaal.
Fucking hell.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that the only thing you put?
That's literally the only thing
You've got to
I
have three.
I don't know what else to put.
You've got to have three, regardless.
I didn't like anything else.
You've got to.
There was nothing else I liked.
You got to have the three.
Go on, you go and I'll steal yours.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay.
Go on.
The end fight between He-Man and Skeletor.
Right.
I thought that was not too bad. Number 3, when He-Mullet goes berserk on the rooftop.
Right.
Just the camera zooms right on his face, and he's just swinging his sword towards the camera,
Oh, Jesus.
throwing people around like bloody gremlins.
Seriously, I can't think of it. I can't think of two more things I liked. I can't.
Okay, future reference. I want
Yeah.
3.
No, I wanted. Don't get me wrong, mate. I wanted 3 as well, but I just couldn't think of anything. There was nothing I liked.
They were a grasp, by the way.
Oh, they were. Yeah, they were grasping at straws. The final fight. What?
Originally, I put it was that shit, and they just didn't care.
Yeah, I did get that impression. Imagine editing that film. How bored would you have been?
I think that's why they've done it so bad with the CGI.
Anyway,
Thought,
bored off the face.
oh, yeah, you know, it looks like somebody's shooting here. Just put a laser flying across the screen. They're shooting off camera.
Okay. Put them anywhere.
Coked up, weren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rating out of 10.
3.
4.4.
4.4.
Yeah.
Generous. Yeah, I put 3. It was just, it was just boring.
Yeah.
It wasn't entertaining.
Right, next up,
Yes.
we've got the Wall of Fame.
You made it smaller.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy feat as well.
Yeah.
What I had to do was redo everything. I had to go through and get every single film title and individually put them all back on again.
Oh. Rather you than me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say one to skip.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth a watch at all.
Yeah.
And I definitely not must see.
Looks a bit better like that, actually, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
I could have gone through all my life without watching this film. There's no reason to watch it. Like I say, it's boring.
Yeah, it really is.
So that was easy.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. So what film are we doing next week?
Next week, we are doing one and only. The one and only
Oh, good for you.
Mr. John Connor himself,
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
Terminator Salvation.
Oh.
So
They
this one-
actual salvation, anything?
Did they,
I
did
don't know what I was
did
about
they
to say.
salvate?
Salvation.
I don't know. I don't know who's supposed to be the salvation in the film, I'll be honest. I have already watched it.
No.
I've already watched it this week, and yeah, we're in for an interesting one. There's lots to talk about. It's going to be fun. So
Salvage. That's what I was thinking. That was the word. Like, did they salvage anything from that? As in, like, taking the robots apart, like the cars.
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking in my head, but for some reason it came out Slavinates, so whatever.
Wait. Oh, Jesus.
See, man, he's took me over the edge. He's took me over the edge.
But yeah, so that's what we're doing next week. But this is going to be the first one that we've done where
Yep.
it's technically above 6 on IMDb,
Yes.
but it's actually below 60% on Rotten Tommies.
And that's why it meets our criteria.
Yeah, so it's going to be a Rotten Tommy one. But
Yeah.
I've already watched it and it's interesting. So yeah, join us next week for Terminator Salvation.
So just so you know as well, for future reference, if we do a film which is over 6 on IMDb, it's got to still meet 2 out of the 3 criterias.
Yes.
So.
Does indeed.
Both below 60, aren't they?
They are.
Right.
So join us next week for that.
I've been Darren.
I've been Eric.
Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Bye.